Missed it, and now I switched over. But I was off.
It'd be really great if there was a gifting system.
See,
Because I mean, I would
Yeah,
just give that guy a whole bunch of blood.
Yeah. See, I just met Fire Mommy, and she kind of had me at hello, and I actually was playing like a little bit offline while I was cooking dinner for my kids. Like I was cooking dinner, and I came back in, and I like clicked to a spot, and whatever. So I'm not as far as everybody else in Baldur's Gate 3. Especially not Shelly, who's now on her second playthrough. But because
After
I kind of meander.
144 hours.
You know how scatterbrained I am? Like how 10 seconds ago I went up to refill my water, and then I came back in the office without my water that I went to fill up. The only reason I left. I quest like that in RPGs. So like I haven't progressed the story a whole lot. I've only taken one long rest. I didn't kill a bugbear is the most recent thing I did. But then I met Fire Mommy, and I'm like, we're going to have to roll back the saves on this one because the audience deserves to see me meet her. It was like kind of love at first sight. I still haven't met the bear daddy. I've just heard myths of bear daddy. So
it's just wait.
I gotta.
Yeah.
It's just, and I did meet Warlock Daddy though, and I mean it's a veritable love triangle here, or love square, I guess.
Well,
it's a love octagon.
I love octagon.
It's a love octagon. It's a
So,
love stop sign.
so
Will's like the one guy who just made bad choices in his life, and it's like,
Yeah.
you did this to yourself, dumbass.
At
You
first
put yourself here willingly.
I don't. He taught a kid how to duel, which is I found endearing.
He
And
seems super cool until you learn more about him.
oh, so they're gonna ruin him for me.
You learn a lot. Well, okay. In later acts, you learn a lot about his story, and like how
You can't ruin
everything.
This for me. You can't ruin this for me.
So
Look,
how I'm not telling you. I'm just
so
saying
shallow.
you learn
You can't
a
ruin
lot.
it for me. I'm just gonna continue to be shallow. Although I'm completely gonna steal his weapon if it's better than mine.
No, he doesn't have a great weapon.
Oh, just a
to start
regular
off with.
rapier.
Yeah.
I got 2 scimitars right now. Can we? I don't know. All right.
I don't know what happened last time on this wonderful game that
I
we
was just
call
about to-
Endless Elegy.
Yeah.
Chicago, Second City Blues, Chicago.
Second
There was
City.
there was
Second City.
We've been live
violence.
for an hour.
There was
That's amazing.
violence. There was tons of violence.
15
There
minutes.
was
15 minutes.
tons of violence.
We're just talking about the I didn't even notice we were live.
Well, Anne's
Goofy.
eyes gloss over as she tries to eject caffeine to him.
Yeah.
Violence and violence. Creepy
Violence.
Lots of
shit.
violence.
So yeah, who's doing the
Creepy
recap?
shit.
Who's doing the actual recap? Because last week was a fucking doozy.
Betrayal.
Rory's brother is hanging around somewhere.
Listen,
Mm-hmm.
We're
Call
caged
it
in by
betrayal.
flies.
Creepy torture
you call
dungeon.
it you call it betrayal.
Sam
I call
3,
it self-preservation.
Maybe dead, maybe not dead. We don't know yet.
Yeah, we don't know if Rory's dead yet.
Also that, but I was talking about Sam.
Oh yeah, Sam 3 might be dead.
Yeah.
So go into that dark night, bro.
All right.
Sorry about it.
So last week ended on like a hell of a cliffhanger. And I'm not talking about where preferred places to stash razor blades and/or knives on your person. It's
I'm gonna
Leland.
I'm gonna tell you right now, okay? Because because I have to go to the dentist. My own personal horror. I only have about a total of 4.5 hours tonight total for all of
This
this.
should be
Only 4.5 hours.
Oh
That's not
Hey,
enough.
no,
That's
I
not
would
enough
spend
time,
6
man.
with you guys, man. Okay, but listen, I gotta go deal with my own personal horror. I the dentist.
just kick him.
He's nice, but
Real
he's
talk,
nice, but he's nice, but I'm pretty sure he's yeah, no.
He's
I
just
don't-
Ken. Wait.
Fucker.
So I'm actually, you talk about personal horror, so I'm actually wearing my Fuck Stigma shirt. So this is actually explicitly about suicidal ideation. September is suicidal prevention month. So you talk about your own personal horror, and my mental health is basically just decaying solidly since like 2020, as many few humans were, but even before that. And this last year, I kind of bottomed out, May of 2022, I think it was.
Sure.
Or 2020. I don't know. Time's meaningless. Middle of May, and it was bad. I went in. I got chaptered for 48-hour watch or something like that. I'm supposed to go all meth interrupted and go for an 18-day inpatient program. And I just couldn't find the time. Hey, I've got the time now though. Ha! Suck it, America. The point is I feel like I finally started to get my shit together, and I too am afraid of dentists, like really bad. I woke up on an operating table when they were fucking with, they had my gums split open. They were going in and twisting my teeth because I had horrible teeth when I was a kid. They weren't coming in right, nothing like that. My mom used to put me to bed in a cradle with a Kool-Aid bottle. This is just gnarly. And so I had really bad paranoia about the dentist. I finally got my toofuses fixed, and it was a huge mental health break. It like not break as in bad, like it just alleviated that little bit. And I'm like, holy crap, I feel a lot better. I saw my smile on the duck stream, like sort of like a week or two after it had happened, and I like basically teared up on the spot because I'm like, holy shit, I haven't seen my smile in a decade. And so now I'm trying to like remember how to smile again because I got so used to tucking my top lip to hide my teeth that I was very ashamed of. And like I guess what I'm saying is, fuck yeah, fuck that. Fucking dentists are more terrifying than anything I will ever describe in this story. But taking care of your teeth is essential to your total health. So it's very
Brush your
important.
teeth, kids.
It's true. Yeah, it's very
Do it.
important. So yeah, that out the way. Those
Sorry,
of you showing up,
I
those
just
you
wanted you to be
Oh yeah, go
aware
ahead.
that
I
there.
cut you off.
I just wanted you to be aware that there is a time limitation imposed by necessity and not because I don't want to hang out with you guys.
We
Totally a dentist
understand.
appointment.
It's a fucking dentist.
So
Yeah.
midnight is 3 hours though, is basically what I'm seeing, because it's 9 o'clock, 9 to 10, 10 to 11,
Yeah.
11, 12. Yeah, okay. So if I soft
make
out
it
at
work.
3 o'clock or at midnight, we can go to 1. We're good.
Yeah, we're
I
good.
mean,
I just want you to be aware
Okay.
because I
yeah, I
don't
was just
usually have a
gonna
heart
jam
out.
for 30 minutes anyway, and then go
Just
back
end
to
the session.
romancing
No!
bears.
Sasha
No!
walks away, session over.
I will shotgun this entire building and everyone in it.
We are gonna go frick some furries.
Ew.
All right. Yeah, you know what? Last week, shit happened. Watch the VOD. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worst
It was
I'll read the
amazing.
content warning when we get there.
Wait,
Yeah, so I
Were
was
you-
actually thinking Michael should read the content warning. What?
were you in the
What?
room when we were talking
sorry,
about were you in the room when we were talking about how to ruin a Kindred's breakfast? Were you listening to us?
I need
During
to
that
know how to ruin it.
conversation?
Do we need to read our content warning first? Do we need to read our content
No,
warning
no,
before
no.
you tell me how to ruin it? Is this like content warning zone? Okay.
How
How do you ruin a vampire's breakfast?
Well, okay, to put some context into it, I was talking about how I accidentally put hot sauce in my breakfast instead of a different sauce, and I ruined my breakfast. And Michael was giving me shit about how Sasha's going to ruin friendships, and I was like, yeah, I've also apparently ruined breakfast. How do we translate that to Sasha? And then Shelly was like, you
Prey exclusion.
you by exclusion, and then she said, yeah, your prey said no. I was like, oh, that's how you ruin breakfast for a consensualist. They said no.
Ruining friendships and getting
Yeah.
Ruining breakfast.
ruining friendships
Listen.
and getting cock blocked by a possible prey.
Yeah. No, that's
That's
that
how
would ruin the moon.
That's
It
how
really
you
would.
ruin.
All right.
That's how you ruin breakfast for a consensualist, or that's how breakfast gets ruined for consensualists.
Perfection. All right. Michael's
We ready?
moment to shine here, reading our
All right.
warning as I
Yeah.
put best
Content
Pokemon back
warning.
in his proper spot. Nice.
The following show takes place in the world of darkness and explores narratives of personal horror. This story is a work of fiction and is not official World of Darkness material. Many of the themes are portrayed from a place of empathy, but may be uncomfortable to some listeners. Episodes may contain coarse language, sexual content, mental and emotional abuse, violence, mental illness, and blood. Viewer discretion is advised. Portions of the materials are the copyrights and trademarks of Paradox Interactive AB and are used with permission. All rights reserved. For more information, please visit worldofdarkness.com. Thank you for watching Endless Elegy. We hope you've enjoyed the story thus far and invite you to like, follow, and subscribe on Twitch or your favorite player, that's me, of course, on Twitter. By doing this, you will help support the show and get updates when our next episode goes live. If you would like to be a part of our community, you can follow us on Twitter and join our Discord. All links are in the show notes. Welcome to bad
To hell.
decisions.
Welcome to hell.
See, since I've been reading it, I kind of annotate while I'm reading. So I'm not sure. I'm like, did I update this from the last game? Who knows? Fuck it, we'll do it live, right?
Doing it live.
I'm Incantabot was taking a nap. Okay, Incantabot. I'm waking them back up.
Incantabot, what the hell?
Look, it's hard being
Oh, look, I
a
got
robot, a disembodied
Incantabot.
robot space wizard. Okay, it's not easy.
Just roundhouse kick that robot
Do you see
into action.
how do you see how hardcore Incantabot's dance moves are, though? Like, do you know how many ASCII copy pastas it took to make Incantabot dance? There it is. Yeah, there it is.
Okay.
See, look at Incantabot. Look at how happy they are telling you about our Discord. Look at that with the little cheeks. And was it Twitter? Is that what I did for the command? No, the family. Yeah, there we go.
Time to set my weapons to emotional damage. Let's go.
Let's go,
Shotgun
man.
set. Shotgun set to emotional damage. Time to shotgun your feels.
Speaking of,
motherfucker.
it's like the only command that Cantabot doesn't dance in. So I got to find yet another image I haven't like doubled up on yet. Sorry. So I don't know. Has anyone looked at the overlay since we've went live? Has anyone noticed the discrepancy between where we're at right now and where we were at last week?
We got a $75 donation. We're at $195.
So that's going to be 3 rouses, one for each of you, and there is an attached comment here.
Read it
Is
out
it from
loud.
Charles?
Yeah, could it be El Charles?
And-
Charlie?
Yeah, so Dr. Fox,
Dr. Fox.
CFO,
Esquire.
you know, we've got a lot of let's see if they notice the increased donation total. Give each of them a dramatic or comedically appropriate hunger check. Oh, you know it. Say no more, Charles. This power. I will use this power. I will abuse this power only for evil or comedy.
Thanks, Charles.
Thank you for supporting.
We
Listen.
appreciate everything you do, Charles.
This is for the writers and actors.
So they can eat, okay?
hungry kindred, so that the hungry writers can continue to eat and strike.
Right. Yeah, the kindred go hungry
this
so that
might
the
be
writers
about
can
to-
eat. All right, this is.
You've heard of Hungry Hungry Hippos. We're about to have Hungry Hungry Kindred.
I think everyone's at 4 right now, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
We are.
Ashley made her hunger check, so she is at 4.
I didn't say anything about hunger checks
Still
yet.
at 4.
This dramatically appropriate moment or comedically appropriate moment, everybody.
You did. You said everybody roll.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Could have swore you did.
No, I didn't. I said I would.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah. No. Don't get ahead of me. I haven't even set the scene yet.
You
You're
dirty,
welcome.
dirty, fucking satanic bitch.
And we love you. All right. So we were in the Overlook Tavern, which is definitely not a reference to The Shining.
No, of course not.
Definitely no references
Steal like an
in
artist,
this game.
all right.
Oh.
The
Steal
difference,
like the government.
No. See, like the difference between
Be
homage
purpose
and
like an
ripoff
artist.
is whether I like it or not, or self-awareness. I often say. So we're at the Overlook Tavern, one of these abandoned properties bought by Anders, the formerly deceased and then not dead Anders. Aventru.
It's complicated.
Yeah, it's complicated. Aventru, like if Anders' real estate firm were a Facebook relationship, it would be set to it's complicated. so bought a bunch of these properties. The coteries investigated, and they went to the Overlook Tavern, found it was being renovated. Lots of construction materials everywhere, and I only hammed up and said construction materials about 26 times before they found out exactly what I meant, as they pulled back the shawls and were attacked by sort of some of these proto gargoyles that we met sort of that first night. These ones less refined, more crude, or in varying states of being assembled or finished. And then it got weird.
Then it got hella weird.
And then it got weird. The Sam was told to sort of Samuel 3 was told to pull up the vehicle sort of as escape, and we actually got to cut to Samuel's perspective as like a couple flies buzzed about, and then kind of like a plague of locusts that happened, but with flies. They engulfed and surrounded the Overlook Tavern in almost like this sort of writhing sheet of sort of blue, black, and buzzing wings and green, right? And then Rory heard a familiar voice coming from a room upstairs, sort of hidden behind Anders' office, a room that Ashley Dame had formerly noped the fuck out of, I think in an act of pretty solid instinct. And now we find Rory sort of hand pretty much on the door, right, where we like pushing it open, with sort of Ashley at the sort of like at the staircase, right, and we've actually got Sasha who's sort of headed towards the door. So you got the staircases split to go upstairs and go downstairs, right? You basically have Ashley at the landing in between the upstairs and the downstairs, and you have.
I thought
Sasha...
he was going into the basement.
Yeah, Sasha was going downstairs.
I'm going to the basement. Yeah.
What was that?
I am like
Rory's
I'm
going
in the
into
weird
basement.
room with all the stone tables and
No,
walking,
wait.
making my way back to the.
He's recapping.
Yeah.
Before the basement, Sasha went upstairs and started yelling at what's his face, Leland. We were upstairs for a while. Sasha was yelling angry things. Leland said something, then she and then Rory was like, "We're going downstairs because this is a trap." And then
realized it was a trap. Went downstairs, following the pull of the bloodstone.
That's right. Because there was you were actually in the basement. Sasha had the patio doors was like kind of the only opening, really, like where you see the flies sort of buzzing back and forth, but it's more of a sheer veil than like this blackout curtain of flies that's caking the rest of the building type thing. And Sasha was sort of making her way toward that. You had Ashley kind of in between the two, and then this chamber heading back / down off of basically there was a subfloor, and then there'd be the basement up beneath that, right? So you were kind of heading back that way, where the construction materials get more exotic, and we haven't sort of like crested into the basement just yet. Sasha has essentially turned her back on her best friend, and as the scene opens up this evening, we can hear the buzz of flies almost become like static or white noise on a radio. And we've got like sort of an old school digital clock we can see somewhere, isn't here, somewhere far away from the Overlook Tavern. And I'm going to rely on my unreliable narrator powers for this. We get this sort of a scene of Rory at some point over the last couple weeks, in that sort of like, I'm going to steal a line from Chad. We only play this game once a week, but our characters are in the game the whole time, right? So there's stuff going on in between, and somewhere in that like sort of nebulous time, we've got Rory having recently gotten the picture drawn by Sasha, and you see like the alarm just kind of the radio and the alarm. You know, you buy like an old alarm clock. They always have like a fucking random alarm saved in them somewhere that where it goes off. You know, if you've ever, you know, if you're ancient like me, you understand what I'm talking about with these clocks. If you're young, if you're a youngin, imagine somebody hid a alarm in your phone, not on the clocks page, you know, like somewhere deep in the settings of it, like in the BIOS, and it just goes off arbitrarily at one point in the day, and you don't know why. That happens with this alarm, you know, this thing, and we sort of get that static coming in, and Rory reaching over, you know, from a book that he's been reading or some sort of thing, and he just, you know, it goes to the static because it's trying to switch to a radio station to wake you up in the middle of the night at 2 a.m. and you reach over and you kind of, you know, knock the thing off your stand, and we see the clock fall, in one of those sort of not, you know, you have vampiric strength, right? I've established that you are a predator. Even if you have 2 dots in strength, there's a little extra to you when the blood takes over. And maybe not recognizing your own strength, we see this radio break, and we see the picture, that Sasha had drawn. You sort of fall to the ground. And by we, I mean the third party, omniscient site, the audience. Meanwhile, Rory, everyone back in the Overlook Tavern, it's not static. It is this swarm, this epic swarm, of pestilence, I suppose is the correct word for it. Rory is very much intent. He's got this bloodstone, and he has an understanding that there's a larger piece of it that way, right? And Sasha is pretty much to the threshold of where, she's going to have to shotgun some flies or run through them or do whatever she's going to have to do. But the camera in the Overlook Tavern focuses on a very confused and befuddled Ashley Dane.
Her heart just no, I'm just kidding. Because fun fact, you don't know, audience, things happened behind the scenes.
By
Ashley
the way,
is
live, your hair looks amazing. By the way, I haven't
thank
had
you,
the chance
thank
to
you,
comment
thank you,
comment live
thank you.
yet, but
Ashley just looks at Sasha and like looks down the stairs and looks at Sasha again, and she's like, "Are you really going?"
There's the slightest moment of hesitation, and then she says, "Yeah, I'm going."
Fine, I'll do what I need to do. And she goes downstairs, and she is gonna do something that she is regretting already because she knows it's going to be really bad. It kind of irks her that it feels bad that she's gonna do this, and she doesn't know exactly why it like irks her that it's going to be a pain in the ass for her to do this.
well, it's the instant growth of a like +1 to humanity that you really
yeah,
want.
you know, we got a +1 to our humanity, so we're at 6 now, I guess.
Disgusting.
Gross. So she's going to beat feet to Rory and try to get in front of him. And we might get to 5, y'all. She is going to mesmerize and submerge directive him.
You know, I was so busy forgetting my water bottle, I forgot to open up my vampire books. The amusing thing is I have a stack sitting right here, and I have
look, it's better with digital because you can just control
F. Yeah.
So mesmerize cost me a surge, but submerge directive does not.
Because it's part of
it's part of the mesmerize.
Yep.
So I'm so nervous to roll this.
Versus my intelligence resolve. Okay.
Yeah. So Ashley gets hungrier, and she is at 5. She is pissed that she has to do this, and she's fucking hungry. So, and like, she's pissed that she has to do this because it irks her. She's pissed that she's basically grown in humanity, but she doesn't really know what it actually means.
Yeah,
And she's
she
pissed
hasn't
that she's hungry.
she hasn't felt that like twinge of. I mean, the word's
She hasn't
humanity,
felt
right?
that twinge since the 80s.
Yeah.
Like, it's been a while. Let's. It's like she hasn't felt that twinge since the 80s. I think that twinge happened. Oh no, actually, I think the twinge happened after she lost Sam 1. Like the last time she felt that, and that was like in the late 90s.
Okay. So let's resolve. I mean,
I know.
Dealer's choice. You're the active player in the scene. Do you want to say what your submerge directive is right now, or do we want to resolve the mechanics first? Because Rory does have a save.
I want to resolve the mechanics. That way, I know exactly what I can handle.
Yeah. So then you're looking at and we'll get to your hunger later.
Later.
It's kind of a order of operations thing. Your discipline happens whether you pass or fail your rouse check or not. So we're just the discipline happens. We'll handle the dice pulls right now. So your manipulation dominance versus intelligence resolve.
Okay, manipulation dominance.
Yep. Versus intelligence.
I would like to rouse my blood for my resist check.
To add 2 dice to your pool.
Yep.
Okay.
I do not get hungrier.
Yeah.
2.
You said,
5.
oh, hold on. Okay, so it's. So you said manipulation, what? Dominate?
Plus dominate. Yeah, so the number of
Okay.
dice you have. So if you have 3 dots in dominate, which you would at least 3 dots because you have submerged directive. So you have 3 dots there, plus whatever your manipulation score is. You may
all but
also
one is hunger die, by the way. All but one.
Yeah. So if you willpower, you
This
could
is
only
gonna be
reroll
great.
1.
Yeah.
That's great. Sasha
Can I add?
doesn't look like the
Can I
biggest
add
asshole.
something?
I mean, you're maxed out on hunger at this exact moment, so you really can't. I mean, it doesn't say anything about not being able to use your disciplines once you go into the negative.
Yeah. Can I add beautiful to it? Can I add my beauty dots to it?
How many dots in beauty do you have?
I have 2.
I don't think they work on. I don't think they work on player character versus player character. All right.
Okay.
Because you've been around each other enough, and
we're all beautiful in this group.
Yeah, I mean every vampire is a degree of beautiful because they're vampires. They're hot innately. You're just above that level of hotness.
Okay, I have a bestial failure. I have a skull. I don't have a bestial failure.
It's not a bestial failure unless Rory
you fail.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
So how many? You're still counting.
Debating whether or not I'm going to run up the score or not.
3 out of 6, but the bestial failure.
Yeah, so potential for bestial failure. So you have 3 successes. If Rory gets more than that, you're looking at bestial.
I have 5 currently.
Okay.
So.
What was the submerge directive you were going to give? As the hunger pangs, like, they are eating away inside you. This is unlike anything you have ever... Well, you've felt hungry before, right? Like, you've gotten to this level before. But this is somehow much worse than that. Like it's
It
the
feels
the
different because of all the weird shit.
yes, the echoes of it are still kind of fresh in your bones from the last time you were this hungry. But this is different. You almost feel hollow right now, and where that emptiness is, there is pain. And your bestial voice is like it's more of a choir, but it's buried somewhere in that void right now. And it's almost like the quieter it is, the more pain in your brain. It's like when you hear that sub sort of sonic noise, it's that's what's
It's
going on
like
right now.
it's like having tinnitus. Like it's
Yes.
just the
Yeah.
buzzing.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can the beast voice is somehow buried, submerged even. What was your directive going to be?
Rory, Sasha is gone. Get the fuck out of here.
So that would be a decent mesmerize in and of itself.
I felt, I had to invoke a little feeling. A little
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah, you put it
Just
in
like,
you put it at, like deep in the synapses, or at least you
Mhm.
attempted to. But two things happen. Legally distinct from how Jason Carl says it. He just says a couple things happen at once, right?
Mhm.
So two things happen. The first is this pain, unlike anything you've ever. It's almost like you are imploding. With hunger and
Oh no.
this dark rage.
Oh no. Oh no.
The second thing is your voice as it sort of whispers at Rory, and Rory hears the words. They don't carry the weight they should from a dominator or mesmerize, and you can kind of feel as you sort of shrink into yourself and you see this almost, you almost see this like image of yourself. You can almost imagine yourself, falling within this hole within yourself, this La Sombra-esque void, right? Um, and as your words sound more distant, as they, sort of project from you and toward Rory, uh, the beast voice, this beast choir inside you gets louder, and you can almost get the sensation of falling and vertigo as you're sort of inside yourself. Sasha, roll a wits awareness while I continue to narrate. Hold off on telling me the successes for a moment. The second thing, sort of party to your voice reaching Rory. And Rory, you hear it, but again, no gravity. You're still focused and fixated on the bloodstone and uh and Leland, right? You're, you know, um inside your own head. Yes, Ashley. You hear Leland's voice.
Oh,
No.
motherfucker.
Cute trick. He's mine. He's coming home.
Fuck off, Leland. Let him go.
Your voice is swallowed up by the void inside, and your lips move, and you're sort of straddling two places right now. You're in the reality of, you're present in the Overlook Tavern. You look down at your hands, and you're like, you're as a vampire, you don't really sweat, but you feel like this heightened clamminess, as that sort of predator's instinct. It's going in all of the directions. It's your eyes are frantically searching around the room. You actually like linger on a couple of these sort of mannequin-esque bodies, and you're like, they have blood in them, and you're sort of in there, and your physical senses are, sort of trying to reach inside this void inside you, whilst your consciousness sort of seems to be taking a back seat very slowly and steadily to this choir of beasts now. And the only clear sound within your head right now is Leland's. And within your own mind, you are a bit of a prisoner right now. And maybe it's the enhanced humanity. Maybe Ashley's just that familiar with her uses of dominate. But you almost find yourself wondering, is this what happens to others when I dominate them? Is this...
Skank.
What did you get on your rolls there, Sasha?
Let me unmute myself. I only got a 1. It's great.
You don't notice, unfortunately, Ashley having the worst waking night terror of her own life.
I feel like it is like, I think she's like having flashbacks of after her first fake death, and she went into full like subservient mode for William, and she was like locked in that until the mid 90s, and she was like, she had no control over her body, her thoughts, anything like that.
Oh, I
Like,
suppose
that's one of the main reasons why she has such low humanity, is because like she had no control over
everything she
anything
would have
did.
done, and sort of like a slave to the id of not just your own beast, but also this other person's.
Yeah.
You know,
It didn't help
whim.
that she was blood bonded to him, so she
Right.
didn't have a choice.
Right. But that doesn't like haunt you any less. You know, you
Yeah.
did the stuff, right? It was your hands. You can remember the heat of people's blood on them and that sort of thing. Will, as you ponder this horrible sensation, and as the choir of beastly urges begin to sort of like assault you through this void consciousness you're trapped in, you know, one of those instants, fraction of a second, but from your perspective it is dragging. Rory, for you just kind of see the frantic eye shift a little bit coming from Ashley. You know, it's she's glancing around and stuff. You see her a little tense. I mean, she's trying to stop you. It's been tense this whole time. I don't know what you read into that. You certainly can't, perceive what's going on inside her per se. So you just have the body language. But more powerfully, you have the stone. Do you take a step past Ashley? Do you continue on your path? Do you glance back at... Okay.
And when she says that about Sasha, I'm like, what do you mean? She probably just went to make sure Sam's okay. I'm sure it's fine. And just walks past.
And Ashley probably can't say anything because she is
You can
basically locked in her head.
So your willpower, your remaining willpower dice, taking out.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8.
So 8 willpower. Jesus fuck. And do you have?
I
any
only used 2. I only used 2 last time.
Well, you
so.
you didn't have full 10 willpower, did you? You have like what? Most people tend to have between like 5 and 7. Because it's what, composure plus resolve should be your willpower score.
1, 2. She only has 3, so.
And then you've used 1, so you have 2 dice. And I will give you the humanity boost advantage, so you can have an additional 2 dice because you kind of have that surge of humanity. So you have
I have 5, so 7 altogether.
Okay. So I'll allow you to roll a 7 dice pool to essentially grimace out
But it's no blood dice, correct?
No, it doesn't factor into willpower.
Okay.
You can't reroll willpower anyway. So
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. I just want to say that I hate this.
I mean, I do too.
I hope it's in the good way. But like,
Oh, wow. Yeah, she's locked. That is a
Ooh.
1, baby.
All right, so you.
Yeah, she is. I think as soon as that realization that she doesn't have control, she goes back into her former self and is just locked in place.
It is, and this is where I'm going to go on to add that sensation you had when Leland's voice kind of sort of hit you like a wall, is sort of party to or beside the fact that you're at 5 hunger and stuff like that. So it's like amplifying things because that beast frenzy is being held at bay. Now, you don't automatically fly into a frenzy just because you're at 5 hunger. There are certain conditions you are certainly hungry. Like if there were blood around that were particularly appealing, like say Samuel were to come through the door right now.
I hate you. Don't do this. Don't do this.
Hey, that would be a condition where you might roll a frenzy check.
Yeah.
It actually explicitly states if your best friend, right? Like it talks about touchstones. I know. It talks about explicitly harsh. You guys are my friends.
They're not best friends. They are friends.
Right.
There's a difference.
I'm in the right book, aren't I?
I don't know. Are you?
I believe so. Hang on.
It's in the core rule book somewhere. I was just reading it for reasons unrelated.
I had just reread it
about hunger frenzies.
Yeah, like the Fury Frenzy or the Rock Shrek is its own thing.
Yeah, that's like a beastie.
You can choose to frenzy.
Charles asked about the flies, and it's not because of the bodies that there are flies.
No.
Those are a present from my dear brother.
Yeah, that is some magic-y La Sombra fucking Tremere bullshit. That is plague and pestilence, my babes. Plague and pestilence.
Okay.
Fire and brimstone.
Fire and brimstone. Plague and pestilence.
All right.
Imagine this was in New Orleans. Whew.
Whew. That'd be a very different accent for Rory.
It'd be a very different accent for Ashley.
So
I have to work in my fucking patois.
Oh my god, that'd be so good.
Just one last thing. I want to make sure I get this right for the drama's sake.
For the drama?
Yeah, you know
me.
For the drama?
So Ashley's just going to start eating a wall of flies. Eventually, you'll get some blood.
I'd rather chew through a fish right now. Honestly, she would go.
You'd get more out of it too, really.
Honestly, yeah. I'm not gonna give him any ideas. Never mind.
See, when you said "oh no," I was waiting for a second to really fish out what you were about to say.
I'm not gonna give you ideas, Beth. Fuck off.
I'm usually pretty good at sussing out what people, are laying down too. So well.
Oh no, I keep my cards close to the chest.
for now.
Fuck you.
So you can. So your willpower should be your like I said, composure plus resolve is your sort of willpower score. Now you've been
Yeah.
spending
So
willpower.
it's 3, and then I had 2 that I used last
Yeah. So
time.
you all right. So you have your total is 5, right? You have like no, it's just 3. Like 2 plus 1.
It's just 3.
Okay, so 2.
My you said my composure plus my resolve. I have 1 resolve and 2 composure.
That's fine.
Again, it goes into backstory shit.
All right. No, it's fine. It's fine. So when you're rolling, when I say roll a willpower, you're gonna roll your pool is 3 dice. We gave you a little temporary boost because of the surge of humanity you felt, but that has subsided now as the frenzy begins to take over. That said, you can spend a willpower to suppress frenzy. So when I'll have you do a willpower test here pretty soon, and you can spend a willpower if you have any remaining. If you said you spent 2, you should have 1 left. You can suppress the frenzy. All right.
Oh.
To take control of your character for 1 turn, quote unquote, but we're in narrative mode, so it's not like a combat turn during frenzy.
Wait, what do you mean? Okay, so my willpower would be 3.
Yeah, and then underneath your willpower, you essentially have little willpower like trackers.
Yeah. So I have.
And you only can spend up to your maximum willpower of what you have. So if you have 3 willpower points, you can only spend 3 trackers.
Okay.
You don't have all 10. You just have the 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've spent 2.
You have 1 remaining to spend for the night.
Cool.
Okay.
That's cool. That's
so
dope.
at the beginning of a session.
Good.
Session. Blah blah blah. At the beginning of the session, you actually regain willpower at the beginning of every session. By the way.
Okay.
And this goes for everyone. So starting now, right? You can regain either your composure or your resolve amount at the beginning of every session. So obviously for you it'll be 2. So you actually have 2 willpower to spend this session. And then anybody else who has like trackers used up from a previous session, you can add that back in. Again, I felt it was very necessary. I knew about the rule. Like I'm like, okay, you can do this, you can do this. I'm like, no, this is where I need to know it. So I don't like to bog down the action. I usually like to go, oh, we'll just play it this way, and until I'll look up the rule later to not stop the action. But I felt like we needed this to be correct this time through. So
Ashley is the worst person in the world because of issues.
So all that said, I haven't made you do a hunger test yet or a frenzy test. Frenzies tests always just use your willpower pool of dice, your maximum. So in your case, 3. That's your willpower pool. So that's when I say willpower test, that's what I'm talking about. That number doesn't go up or down.
Please don't eat me.
And right now you are very much in the hunger vein of it, but fury and fear and all kinds of stuff can trigger a frenzy. So right now you're sort of staving off this hunger frenzy as this like tinnitus cacophony of hell just spirals out of control. And we have Rory. We can hear like his heels clicking as he sort of finds the stairwell. It's one of those. I think last session we kind of got to the part where you had the door open and it was,
There's the room, all the tables, and then some vertical tables in the back.
Yeah. It's all coming back to me, and you're essentially walking across. It's a long room too, right? Like I mentioned that, and you can hear. I think you hear Leland's voice at the end, right? Like, okay. And then it had cells on either side.
Mm-hmm.
It's like sort of flanking as you're going down. It almost has like this clinical vibe to it. Maybe even like a dog pound kind of vibe to it, right? Which brings us back to Sasha. Sasha, you have this sort of veil of flies there. Your two friends now to your flank. You heard Sasha begin to talk, or sorry, you heard Ashley begin to talk to Rory, and then you kind of like lost in your anger and the noise of these goddamn buzzing flies. You kind of lost track of whatever conversation must have been going on. Maybe you don't even give a shit. But it's gonna take some doing to get through these flies. You blast them with some shotgun. You can run through them. Like you've got this obstacle here.
Okay. Well, I'm doing what Sasha does, and she's gonna go loudly with the shotguns. This is she can fight this. I feel in her spot where there used to be a heart, she's probably feels relief that she's not in the basement because she can fight these. To her, this is an obstacle she knows how to handle. You know what I mean? So right now she's
You can
just
solve this one with
rampaging.
violence, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah, she is taking her anger out, her rage out on things that, in her perspective, are an obstacle that deserve to be shotgunned. And
All right.
it's gonna be great.
You know what to do. So we've been using dexterity firearms for you, so you can dexterity firearms against.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Wait. 4, 5, 6, 7. That looks right. 7. Oh boy. All right, here we go.
Sounds like a good amount of dice pool. I think
5 billion.
Did you add your
How many dice do you have? Roll that
training number to it?
Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go. No crits though. I'm a little sad about the lack of crits. Yup.
Yeah. So on account of these being shotguns, I'm pretty much allowing think of this as like a puzzle, right? And like,
Sure.
you can't put a square peg through the circle hole. So if you had handguns, it would be like square peg round hole right now. Shotguns happen to be the exact thing next to like a flamethrower or like a couple of other things like that
It's
you
like a
exactly
spray or
need for
whatever.
this kind of a problem. Yeah, it's a spray. It's a buckshot or birdshot or whatever like that. Heck, even down the line, I can imagine Sasha getting like different trick rounds because that kind of shit is cool. I think. And so this is exactly what you need for this kind of puzzle: violence from boomsticks. So I'm just gonna. You're not really dealing damage to like this type of swarm of bugs, right? This isn't like a tacky swarm, right?
I just need an opening.
So what I'm going to do is essentially for as many successes as you get, minus an amount. We're not going to factor this in terms of damage. An amount of successes that you get minus an amount is how many like turns you blast a hole in this veil. All right. So obviously one turn's enough for you to step through, right? That's whatever. But you happen to buy 3 turns without these like bugs perfectly over that patio door. So you can step out. You can get out of here. You got 3 turns to do it. And for however much ammo you have, you can make more openings. But you blast a hole. You've got about 3 turns to go through. Not that but you can tell that the flies are taking a while to kind of build that concentration back up. And you can probably estimate you got a few seconds, right, before the door is covered. So that's more in terms of the internal language you would kind of like how you would parse it in your head. Like, I've got a few seconds to get through here type thing. I got a little bit. I don't have to sprint, but you can see the swarm kind of beginning to sort of net itself sort of back together, but gradually. Ashley, the shotgun blasts pull you out of that that tunnel. But the hunger pain's still there. And I would imagine that sort of ethereal chill, that pain of a memory recalled, right, stays with you. It just kind of tingles in your spine, right, at the base of your head. It just stays there. You know, if you had blood running through your veins that you weren't manipulating via the will of a vampire, your blood would have ran cold, and you know, your heart would have skipped a beat, all the stuff. But like, you just
Get the chill up your back, like somebody walked over your grave. Yeah.
yeah, and yeah, little snippets of memories that are already kind of becoming fragmented and shadowy and distant again, all over again, as things like that, trauma like that, tends to do. Definitely not speaking from experience here. So yeah, you have agency over your character again. Sasha making the hard decision here. Bought her a little time.
Can I respond to Rory saying that he's...
Yeah, Rory's kind of at this point, you know, you see him pretty much down, you know,
There's another set of stairs.
he's now in this back chamber. He's firmly in it. He's, you know, he's in stride. He's, you know, he's taken a few steps well within the threshold. He's in there, right? It's not no longer in the threshold, no longer in transition. He is in there, and he seeks to be. And we've slowed down in time in the action, right? It's Matrix mode a little bit. He is in stride. He is intent. He's not slowing. He is intent on getting to the end of this chamber. It's a longer chamber, but it's, I mean, he'll be there in, you know, seconds, right? Like it's still just a room.
It just feels forever long.
Tell me about it. I feel like I've been walking down this room for like a year.
Yeah.
I know. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's the drama. It's good.
No, I think after having that experience with Leland and finally getting agency back in her body, Ashley is getting the fuck out of there.
Okay. You spin around. And
especially since she's hungry. Like, she's in pain. And, like, especially, like, hungry. And, like, she's in pain, she's hungry, and she basically just had, like, a PTSD episode. She's like, no, I'm not risking it.
So there's a script writing book for anyone who's curious. It's called Save the Cat. One of two books on writing.
Much as I want to save the fucking cat, I can't save the character is so like, no.
It's one of only 3 books. Everyone always came in when I worked at Barnes & Noble, and they asked, what book do you recommend on writing? Save the Cat's one of them, by the way. And the rest you don't need to buy. What book are you going to buy to actually motivate you to write, by the way? That's what I would always tell people. But Save the Cat has like one chief principle. It is, what does a character want in a scene? What is stopping them from getting it? And you just threw this perfect layup, and my brain cascaded back to Save the Cat. Rory, you're now halfway through the room. You can make out the silhouettes near the end, and these tables aren't so bare as you sort of get into the thick of it, right? You can see the sort of telltale signs of construction materials. We keep going with that euphemism underneath tarps and shawls, and you know, like more medical, more surgical looking stuff. And even before you hear it or smell it, Ashley does. The whimpers of somebody is in one of these rooms. You know, sort of at that halfway point where you are, right? And you would be rolling an investigation, or in this case, wits awareness, because stuff's moving a lot quicker. So you'd be rolling. You're going to roll your wits awareness right now, but the super predator on the verge of frenzy, you like a doe, you know, or
like
a
doe
gazelle,
getting shot in the middle of hunting season, baby.
Right, you hear it clear and like resonantly, and you hear it so well, and like it's one of those moments where you hear it, and your own beast within inside is like, you hear that? Meal on wheels, and like your eyes are on one of these journeys. Sasha,
Okay.
and you're rolling your witch
My
awareness,
willpower.
and you're rolling a willpower. Yes.
Oh, wait, I'm rolling again? God damn.
I'm.
They're all hunger
Okay,
No,
dice.
you're not rolling anything, Sasha. I'm just curious what you're doing. No, I'm just curious what you're doing.
Oh, I wasn't doing anything. I thought you said I was rolling wits awareness. I got
Well,
really confused.
You blasted a hole. Yeah, so you blasted a hole. We've got them in the basement now. Are you walking out the threshold? Are you second guessing it? Are you gonna look
Yeah,
back for
Ashley had
Ashley? Like,
turned her back and is like walking
Oh.
out, and then she's like,
I am
Yeah,
definitely,
exactly.
I am definitely second guessing it now.
Well, roll that. Okay. Roll a wits
play it
awareness.
how you want to.
I just needed to know if you hesitated or not, basically.
No, Sasha definitely hesitated slightly. Okay, let's
Okay,
go.
wits awareness.
What is it? Oh,
Wits
this is
Assume
gonna be
I was
bad.
also rolling what's awareness, right?
Correct.
I got 2 successes with the possibility of a bestial failure.
And I'm rolling 3 for willpower.
Willpower
correct?
test, yes.
Yeah.
Your difficulty is 2.
2.
All right, tie goes to player. You maintain composure for now. You do not frenzy. You hear the whimpers, in which case, because the scene kind of hinges on you. Rory, you're in. You're kind of glancing over at the shawl. Possible bestial failure. We'll get to that in a second. You look into one of these chambers. You definitely see, remnants of construction materials, like in various stages of being harvested. So various sort of people in various stages of torment and disfigurement. And you see a couple people sort of emaciated and like huddling in the corner, sort of whimpering and stuff like that, and basically rags for clothing. And then we've got your possible bestial failure to deal with right now. But the sort of like hot hand, so Sasha's going to turn, hesitates for a moment. You still have a couple turns, quote unquote. You still have about a turn or two to get through that threshold, should you so deign. But in the meantime, you see Ashley Dame. Well, what does she see? What does she see? You hear these whimper. The frenzy triggers. You hear the beast make a horrible crack about Meals on Wheels, and you manage to keep it together. What does she see?
Yeah.
How does she see you sort of standing in that
in the threshold
where we last saw Rory, right?
Yeah.
You're right there. How does she see you? Yeah. What does she see?
She was facing towards the stairs because she was going to leave, because she's like, I can't have somebody take control over me again. And she's angry, so she like, but then she hears the whimper and she's like, and like whips around, and she's just like huffing. She's like, like a werewolf, like after they've turned, it's just like
Sasha steps aside and reveals the opening that she made. If Ashley wants to leave, it's kind of like here you go, like whatever you want to do. But she does point out there's an opening for Ashley to leave should she decide that's the move, right? Because there's still a few seconds for it before she has to make another one. She just says, I made an opening if you need it. And she yells it out across to Ashley.
Ashley, still firmly in the throes of 5 hunger, fear, which can, you're in the danger zone of about 2-3 different types of frenzy right now. And so you're evoking a werewolf is kind of perfect. You're Ashley Dame.
ever the consummate professional.
Yeah, fifth that isn't like the Nosferatu have a masquerade breach just for being seen anymore, which is a good thing. But this is about as close as it gets to, like, somebody walks in the room and looks at Ashley right now from how, like, her posture, her movement, her eye, like the fact that she hasn't blinked, right? Like the vampires don't need to blink. They have yeah. She even looks more sinuous than normal, like she looks alien as far like in terms of description, like not like an alien. She looks unnatural, inhuman. This is a monster. There is no mistaking it. Fangs are out. Like they may even look a little bit more protruded, almost like at that like gnarly angle where the light's underneath, and it just makes her look stretched, and sort of like the shadows seem to be retreating from her in these big lines, like it's a fucking Tim Burton drawing, just going back and away from her, right?
Yeah. Ashley is just going to be like, and she doesn't have to rouse for this. She's going to use freaking rapid reflexes or like which one makes her faster, and actually,
You heading towards the whatever gazelle is down there?
I'm gonna roll for this.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll a d6. Odds, it's running towards the victims, and evens, it's running out the door.
Okay.
So
the hole. Technically, it's not even a
the
door.
hole.
It's a hole.
Yeah.
So as you're about to roll,
Mhm.
The beast sort of it's this this dark mirror inside you, right? It is this darker half. It is the voiceless passenger inside your own head. It is hell. It's in your blood. It knows what you're thinking too, and it goes, "Good idea. Head outside. We might find Samuel. He'll feed us."
Fucker, you fucker! I hope he's dead from flies. I hope he's dead from flies. Okay. I said one odds, victims in the basement. 2 is outside.
Oh my god!
Or
I don't know
evens
what I
is
want.
outside. It is a 1. So she activates whatever makes her faster, and she fucking pushes past Rory and is starting to like claw at like between the bars
Okay.
at the emaciated, like dirty people that she would never even look at
Previously,
she would, but she's so fucking hungry that she's just like, I will empty all of them. I will have all of them.
She says that out loud, whether it was internal monologue or not. Ashley says that shit. Rory, for you, it's like you are aware of this. You've been tunnel visualing and stuff like that. You hear it and it's kind of not resonating for you. And you hear Ashley say that, and your bestial failure in this case draws your attention so deeply to the other side of the room. You've already left that midway point, and you've made it to where we essentially have the 2 vertical tables, and then where the sort of what you couldn't necessarily notice before, the room kind of tees off, and it doesn't keep going. It's not like there's a hallway that goes on forever. It's like, you sort of tee off to one side where like you'd see like a work where you expect to see like a big workbench and all this stuff, and maybe off to the other side like some seating space, whatever. And so we got Rory over there, and we have now it's not like blink speed, but it's interview with a vampire, turn on the light switch speed, right? It's it's not fast, but it's pretty fast because it's not one of the full celerity powers.
Yeah, it's not blink.
Yeah. But it's fast. It's unnatural, and in your borderline frenzy state, you even get a little extra juice out of it. So you're there in a second, and if it weren't Sasha staring at you, who auspex and stuff like that, who are pretty good at detection, inherently kind of offsetting a little bit, she wouldn't have noticed you move. You'd just be at those bars, and they're coming down because there's rust and stuff like that. So Ashley's succeeding. Sasha, one of your friends, think what you will about Rory or whatever, and him maybe turning his back on you, not listening to your pleas. But Ashley's got something else going on. You look back maybe at the flies, you got a small window. You can go. You can be free of this. Hell, maybe Ashley, being in her state, will snap Rory out of his stupidity. Maybe he'll try to help her, and they can get the fuck out of here together, and you can go blow off some steam. Look at all those fucking flies, and you can maybe, look down there. There's got to be somebody outside that's just somebody's ass to kick out there.
Okay, I just flipped a coin for self-preservation. So what happens is, Sasha's about to turn around to leave because she thinks Ashley is gonna be right behind her, but between her aspects and that slight extra edge her disciplines give her, she also has celerity. She can move as fast as Ashley. In those terms, she, right before she turns, realizes that Ashley is not going the right direction. And this entire time, she thought that she had Ashley. It was like, if she's going to walk away from, because Ashley was trying to get Rory to leave as well. She's like, if Rory's going to get mad at me later, at least Ashley will back me. But she doesn't even have Ashley at this point. At this point, she is standing alone, and that internally freaks her out. So whatever her amount of celerity does for her as she moves, she runs towards the doorway because she's not even thinking about Rory at this point. She feels like she's losing Ashley to something. She doesn't know what it is, but she is just surrounded by shit. She cannot shoot or fight. But now it's beyond self-preservation. She has to do something or else she'll lose all of her allies to whatever she doesn't understand.
Right.
So at this point, she's running as far as or as quickly as she can to catch up with Ashley.
So for clarity, fleetness is the celerity power that's just raw, just fast running as possible. Blink is the other, like, you're just there type thing. But
fleetness would actually get her to move faster, right? In a way that the level.
Yeah, and I think you're both only at one. Yeah, I think you're both only at one level of celerity. So
I just picked up both level 1s.
Yeah, so you're at 2 dots of celerity, cool. But so the way I essentially work is like celerity, any dots in it, you're moving supernaturally quick, but you're not to the fleetness.
I also have the second dot.
Full of shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just added it like
so you took both Cat's Grace
before
and
the
Rapid
game.
Reflexes. Right. That's cool.
So
you're both 2 dots. So it's I'm just clarifying that you're not fleetness fast, but you're faster than a mortal, right? Like,
well,
is where we're at.
Yeah. So does that mean then if I have fleetness, I can technically move faster than her?
Yeah, you'd be moved fast.
Is that what
If
you're
you
saying?
have fleetness and Ashley doesn't, you're faster than her by a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's where
fleetness
we're
is,
that's where we're at right now. We're both at 2 dots, but I'm fleetness speed. That's where we're at.
Yeah, so you took fleetness. Yeah, fleetness. Their mastery of celerity now allows the vampire to move and react with dizzying speed. So that's the that's when that's the you become a blur of motion, not like just a juiced up track athlete about to eat people, um, which is still very fast. So yeah, so if you have fleetness, it does take one rouse check to activate to go that fast, and maybe like, I mean, we're talking like Ashley Dame has a couple bars left. How strong are you, Ashley?
Oh, I'm not that strong. I am not that strong. Strength, 2 dots.
Oh,
2 dots in strength.
I got
Like
3 dots.
she's
in
basically like
strength.
she keeps throwing herself at the bars. Like
oh, they'll give. Like it's the reason Wolverine has like above average human strength is because his pain receptors don't kick in when he's supposed to stop lifting stuff the way a normal athletes do. That's why he's stronger than he should be. So like you'd be surprised what you can break if you don't hurt when you're trying to do it. I mean, that's half of what like, brick breaking and all those stuffs, we learned in martial arts is just learning to punch through it. And because if you stop, that's when you feel pain. And so, yeah, you'd be surprised how much destruction even 2 strength can do when you're ravenously hungry and you don't give a fuck about being hurt. So you're making your way through these bars. Your skin is starting to get torn up. Your beautiful dress is tarnished, right? Like it's
not the dress.
right. I
Not
know.
the diet.
I mean, at least it's not this one's not the Diablerie dress, is it? Like you've got
No, it's not the Diablerie dress. No,
at least
that's
it's
for another time.
All right, cool.
That's for next season.
But you're going to go ahead and rouse Anne.
Oh,
I
Because
got hungry.
you're activating fleetness.
I got hungrier.
Both of them. She's gonna run into the bars. Also start
So
shaking them.
what's your willpower?
Oh.
My willpower is 4.
So you
Meanwhile,
like Ashley's there, and like you fleetness catch up to her as she's like got like 2 bars left, right, to like pry through it. Like she's like already like in a fucking zombie move, like wriggled part of her torso through, and she's just trying to, kind of loosen that last bar on her hip, and she's in there with these 2 people in this corner who were at one point sort of, like inert and catatonic and stuff like that. But the threat of this new kind of danger, this they don't see a, slinky model-esque, proper high society woman in a dress trying to crawl through bars. They see a monster breaking through steel trying to eat them. Okay? So you catch up to her. Roll your willpower to see if you get hungry as you get the stench of fresh blood and the sort of musk of quite frankly, these ripe
Fear.
2 humans.
Fear.
They're
What is
scared
the-
even.
what
That might
is-
even make it more succulent.
No,
DC2.
but what
So you roll 4
I on-
dice, 4d10, and you need to get a 2.
I only rolled 1. I only rolled 1
Okay.
success.
So your beast enters your mind. And we get a little bit of a 3 Stooges trying to get through the doorway effect right now. And like, because you're like clumsily maybe prying at the bars or something like that, you might be inhibiting Ashley's progress too in a weird sort of way. And you're trying to get through these bars
I'm
now
stronger
too,
than
in a
Ashley,
frenzy.
though.
Oh,
I
you
am
are stronger than me.
significantly
Oh, I'm just
stronger than
we'll
Ashley.
get to it in a second.
So, right. I don't-
Yeah, but your beast so that we can get back to Rory because he's just been in slow motion this whole time. Your beast says one of my absolute favorite lines from one of my absolute favorite scary movies, Tales from the Crypt Keeper, Demon Knight. Your beast just goes, "Supper time." And now we're caught up with Rory. Rory, your bestial failure came in the sense
is
of
missing
essentially.
all of that apparently.
What was that?
is missing all of that, I guess.
Is essentially you tunnel vision. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the bestial failure. Your beast is like you're hungry, and you looked over at them and you're like, yeah. But then it's called a fucking bloodstone, right? And you almost hear this like, sort of like heartbeat that's drowning out the hearts next to you of these scared people. You can definitely hear. You can practically feel the adrenaline, like Rory and Sasha can right now in this moment. You could practically in that moment feel their adrenaline. And again, Sasha and Ashley absolutely can. It's coming off these scared people in waves.
Smells great.
But you hear this heartbeat, like, and it's one of those like you hear it both physically and imperceptibly, and it's almost you can almost feel your brain pulsing with it, and so you just go from like licking your fangs and maybe even like go fangs out, but then that noise and you end up sort of at the end of the hall or at the end of the room, off to your right. You get a tease out. Off to your right is the sort of prime table. It's got like a nice, perfect, like 40-degree angle, 30-degree angle for optimal construction. It's got the big like gnarly, uh, like overhead lights that almost, in this case, have been modified and almost looks like this gnarly fluorescent squid monster to give lights from all the proper angles, and it's been sort of jury rigged together so it looks like sort of like rust punky. You've got the tables laid out where you see some professional surgical instruments, and then you also see more crude torture devices, and then you see the magic implements, like a saw that's got some ruins in it, so its teeth are completely gone and it looks like a saw, but then there's magic runes along where the teeth should be, and various things like that. Really interesting. But that's not where that beat's coming from. Off to the right, like upstairs where we had this little pedestal and the bowl in it, you see a sort of egg shaped, about the size of a little bit bigger than a softball, sort of raw bloodstone. You can see the little sort of like ferrous, veins sort of cracking through it, like veins, but I meant ferrous in terms of iron. Veins sort of cracking through it, and you can see the little bits of stone that it was excavated from still clinging to its sort of jeweled and smooth surface. And there it is, wafting in these little crimson, uh, like almost tanning bed light, like giving off this like, this wafting, almost like sort of tanning bed light, but crimson. It's warm, oh so warm, like a sweet, that first vampire's kiss, that the first time you had warm vitae from your chosen victim or accident, as so many child first feast is. But still, that ecstasy, that euphoria, you feel it coming off like a sweet sea breeze just hitting you, and it's there, ripe for you. No Leland yet. No sign of him. You've heard his voice.
Can't be this simple. Gonna walk up to the big stone and around it, study it, look for traps.
Wits awareness.
Also sense the unseen.
Okay.
For magic traps.
All right, so
yeah.
sense the unseen. Sense the unseen. Yeah, that's important one. And we can we'll do them all in one shake. So add half your Auspex dice, minimum of one, to your wits awareness check. So we'll just We'll do it all in
And I think my
everything you
specs-
see all in one go,
my
right?
specs is 2 now. So wits, awareness.
Now you're gonna
5,
auto
6.
see some stuff with Sense the Unseen, but the thing is like if you're opposing an obfuscate or that sort of thing, like
For sure. 5. Ah. Yeah, here we go. We're gonna rouse.
yeah, you are.
Push it real good. We do not get hungrier. Oh
Oh
my
my
god.
god.
We get more dice. What? All right. Okay.
Should have roundhouse Roy instead of intimidate.
Uh, 2. So that's 4, 6. Messy critical. 6 successes.
Hi,
Hi, how you doing?
So you have that last lingering look at the the operation corner, the construction corner. I like that better, a little alliteration. And you see pictures, as one would have in their office. But this is equal parts like Pepe Silva conspiracy and like family photos going on. It's got some pin boards and there's some photos around, and you see pictures of Anders and Leland like cohabitating in a few of the pictures. No sign of your sire. You see a lot of pictures of Anders and Leland in that. As your Sense the Unseen activates, you see the stuff that isn't trying to hide itself from you actively, like spirits that might be trying to hide, or an obfuscated Nosferatu or anything like that. You see the perforations in reality, the basic ones. I say basic like they're awesome, but the basic ones in a wraith sense, the basic perforations where the veil's a little bit weaker and it's a little bit easier for things to step sideways through the gauntlet and stuff like that. You see one of those horrible tears over the, over by that rust punk setup in the corner. And you see, not to double up on a metaphor here, but like, we won't double up, but we'll expand it. Like a Cthulian horror, these black tentacles, those little like ferrous veins in the bloodstone, just out in all directions. One actually connected to the chunk of bloodstone you got in your pocket, right? And then these just Cthulian black tentacles going in all directions, continuing from the ferrous physical veins in the just the essentially what would look like imperfections to people in the gem itself, and then going out to everywhere. You also see that the crimson sort of hue looks a little bit more sickly now, less pristine, less warm, sea breeze, less nice day at the tanning salon, right? A little more sickly, a little sort of like starting to go into like more of the brown spectrum and almost lights a visible field, almost like it's having these little like fractals off the edge, and you can see it like fraying into into like a
like it's running out of juice,
something like that. Yeah,
Like it's poisoned.
yeah,
or that
poison
corrupted,
running out of
maybe?
juice.
Corrupted.
Sounds gross.
Ew, gross. Pimple.
I'm also
Capri
wondering
Sun.
if it's not the battery for making this place a hole.
And
but I don't see any wards or anything like preventing me from just picking it up.
No, just tentacles.
I mean, that's the thing. Something this powerful doesn't really need its own wards. Picking it up isn't in and of itself a hazard. Touching it is in and of itself a hazard.
That's fair. Yeah, that's true.
but with your messy critical. Leland, he does one of those like you look to the pedestal and stuff like that, and then you see like Leland kind of lift his head up, like where he'd been like looking at the stone himself, and he does one of those like, little brother, and he's sort of standing behind the pedestal, and he comes out behind with one arm behind the back, and he's dressed. He's got like that like big weird rubber. Almost looks like a rubber sort of apron, like a butcher, might wear in a and then he's got like like surgical latex gloves on. His hair is like is tight and slick to the side with some sort of product, like really greasy, matted looking to the side. And he's almost like got a little bit of a high, sort of a high hairline and stuff like that, though not necessarily balding, right? More like the widow's peak, right? That becomes really visible with how he's combed his hair over tightly. I don't know if you wrote in a description of him, but I just imagine him with like a sort of sandy blonde sort of,
That's fine. Yeah, I left that for you.
Sandy blonde sort of hue for it, with these ice blue eyes, like where they've gone a little lighter on the blue spectrum, a little translucent, right? That you can see sort of twinkle with flecks of these sort of yellow light of the beast just kind of waiting to get out. And he looks a little haggard and crazy. Wisps of that tight matted down hair keep coming out of place, and he has to keep kind of slicking them back. And wearing really nice pinstriped pants though, and a pair of wingtips. And as he says that to you, and you see him, Ashley and Sasha have busted through the cage, and you hear the doors give way, and you hear the shattering of the bars and stuff like that. And I think that is the perfect time for an intermission.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie.
It was Security Chief Chubb. Thank you very much. Not Chuck. For my previous game,
Charles is trying to insert himself in the game as an NPC. It's fine.
Security Chief Chuck. Oh, I think we're gonna at this many donos. I think we have to like fucking let him.
He wants to get eaten in the game.
Yeah.
Just feed him to Ashley. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Next Sam is named Chuck.
Yeah.
No, it's the new set. It's like a new series, new and improved. There's just Chuck.
Yeah. Well. All right, Jack. Amy, we will be right back after these messages from our sponsor. We don't have a sponsor,
but donate today.
Yeah. All right. See y'all soon.
It's Jen, dude.
Is it? So I mean, we are
Mhm.
going to cut back in right as sort of Rory um, locks eyes with this very, sort of jarring visage from his past, and
Did
you
you
can sort of
switch?
hear the screams and sort of uh, twisting and cracking and just all kinds of gnarly sounds coming from a couple cells down, sort of halfway around the corner. It is too late for whoever's in there. When y'all reemerge at a dramatically appropriate moment, you will, um, you know,
0 hit hunger?
yeah. Well, I mean, you know what? You can
Oh,
roll your willpower near the end to have
okay.
not murdered these people, and you will be at 1 hunger again.
Um,
I'll leave it up to you, your discretion.
Oh no.
But I've been so thirsty, and it is unrelated to all this talk of blood. I had to fill up 2 glasses of water this time.
you know, you should show them
Well.
one of the raffle prizes.
Mm. One of the raffle prizes that so far Charles is exclusively in the running for.
Yep.
So I ordered from Shelley Von Miller's merch site, Blood Cup. So you can also drink along as you watch Endless Elegy. Here are the V20 dice
this
I ordered, and
this is
use
gonna be a
a
problem
notebook for
for
all your
Sasha. Ooh.
horrible a notebook for all your horrible schemes.
Wow.
um,
Oh, this
Oh
is
boy,
not
hey,
gonna
hey.
be fun for the consensualist.
Oh,
No, you're
well, at least you're
Yeah.
rolling willpower.
well, you get a stain. Come on, what's it? You can resolve that stain. I get a Vampire's Guide
Stains
and
are
a book
not
that
fun.
Charles has already won. So, um, that's my copy. I sent him a different copy. And then yeah, so swag bag, and I can't show you what the other thing is in the swag pack because I'm going to surprise my coterie with it because I made some for them as well. So to thank them for being
Don't be
part of
nice
my
to me.
insanity.
Don't be nice to me. How dare you?
I have this problem.
How
Of,
fucking dare you?
I have this problem. It's a disease, really. I can't help it.
freaking dirt.
It's like
Okay. All
all
right.
right.
Is it the
So,
Armory o'clock?
Rory,
Yeah.
Rory,
Sorry.
Yeah, we lock eyes. Like you look like you've seen better days.
what do you mean better days? These are fantastic. I've never made so many breakthroughs in a single week, let alone a single night. Oh, thank you so much. You're gonna help so much. Sort of frantically moves his hands.
You. All right. Well, what doesn't matter. Whatever you're doing here is over. You're done.
Oh, I'm afraid, little brother. It's just beginning.
Not if I take your head. You'll be done.
Is this just rolling for initiative moment or what? I don't know. Are you gonna
I
dialogue
mean,
this
so
man?
far it's. I mean, not necessarily. I'm not. I mean, the sword is in hand. I have been walking down the room with the sword.
I
in hand
think
the
it's
whole time.
already bloody-nated as well. So
Yeah, yeah. But I'm not making a move. I'm just stating a possible outcome. At
he
this
looks
point,
at
I'd say.
he looks at the sword in your hand. He's like, "Oh, that's no way to be now, is it?"
We're free. You don't have to do this. You don't have to be this person.
Oh, I'm afraid he saw that I very much did.
I made a different choice. You still can.
You made a different choice, and yet here you are, ogling the very same source of power that's led to my many, many breakthroughs. Did you really make a different choice? Or did you just take longer to get here? Dear brother.
Oftentimes the longer choice is the righter choice. I didn't kill and you torture and mutilate God knows how many people to get here. You definitely did.
The company we keep, and it is at this precise moment, Ashley and Sasha kind of emerge from the chamber, very much, clothes very much far more disheveled than when they came to the Overlook, and accentuated by a lot more gore, and not just the blood.
And there's some willpower checks happening.
I don't know. I
My
didn't
dear-
see the result of the
my
willpower.
dear
so
friends.
I might be rewinding that a little bit. Did y'all
Yeah.
willpower to not take the last drop or what?
Oh,
Oh, right. I did not do that.
Ashley
So
did.
same 4 dice, same DC2 to stop yourself from taking.
I actually made it that time.
2. In which case yours lived. But you still caught some overspray, we'll call it, from one, I mean, feeding in general is not clean for you, but the extra viscera, compliments of Ashley Dame not holding back.
Yeah, no.
Like Ashley Dame looking like a chunky Carrie, like Carrie, instead of just getting the pig's blood, like getting some extra bits in it, you know.
All right. Well, that's that scene. All
You're
right.
welcome.
Yeah, but I'm not turning my eyes off of him, so I don't.
Oh
even
no, that's
look.
just a good bit of dramatic irony as we.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah. But
He's like, so brother, are you here to? Well, think of how much progress we'd have together. Could even instill some of your regulations. Make it more humane. And he just laughs without taking it. Like his eyes, however, he laughs as he says humane, like looking at Ashley and Sasha. You're all in the scene now,
haven't you?
I'm sorry,
I
what was
feel
that?
like. Sorry, I just feel like Sasha doesn't care about humane specifically at this point because she's just like so angry and all like splattered with blood. She'll feel bad about it later, but right now, I think that's
Still in the frenzy.
kind of, but it's more of just like in the back of her mind. It's just easier for her to ignore because she's got
compartmentalizing right now.
time. She doesn't have time to process it right now, but she'll feel bad about it later, I'm sure. But right now, she's just like, shotgun
it's called a
in the air,
stain.
like,
Yeah, we'll deal with that later.
yeah, no.
But what I had said was,
yeah,
you've completely lost it, haven't you? You've had a mental breakdown.
I'd say I've had a reawakening. And he says awakening with like a little extra drip of emphasis to it. Awakening.
You think you're fucking cute, right? That you're powerful and cute and that you can do all this shit.
Oh, I know I'm powerful and cute. Well, there's operations for that. I've had a few modifications already.
Oh yeah, I felt it. Piece of shit.
Oh, I am many things, but I assure you it is, well. So
when he says he's had a few modifications, I'm gonna lie, my eyes are immediately going to like looking for fucking Zemeetsy bullshit that he done or had done to himself.
Oh yeah, because Rory doesn't know.
He does have that arm behind his back that he.
He came out like but it's a little bit more of that like sort of like like one hand.
Sure,
like,
but that
almost
might
like
be a giant
formal.
claw for all
Yeah,
I
it could be.
know.
Yeah, it
But
could
I'm
be.
just like,
could be.
And by this
Yeah,
time,
oh,
he's sort of like, we'll come around to be face to face with you, not physically in your space, socially awkwardly, but
yeah.
he's a conversational space. He's come around the altar. He's not leaving it betwixt you, but of course now he is between you and the altar, right? So there is that. You're rolling a wits awareness while I figure out what Sasha's giggling about.
I'm not giggling. I'm just trying to. Okay, so I said I would let the evil monologues and the evil dialogues happen before I do stuff. I really want to
This is
have
a dialogue.
Yeah, but you know what I
True.
mean? Let the bad guy talk before I gave
All
you
right.
my word.
Is this where it happens, Rouse? I do not get hungrier
I
still.
Let's
What the fuck?
fucking go.
What the
would
fuck?
like
Okay.
to. I would like. Oh, is it time to commit violence? Can I commit violence right now? I want
I'm
to
getting
commit
there.
violence. No, Sasha
Ooh,
is the
well,
ADHD kindred
holy
right
shit.
now.
All right,
She's like,
every
you
dice
talk too
came
much.
up a success.
Oh
1, 2,
shit.
3, 4, 5.
Okay.
That is 7 successes, but not
Shit.
no crit. I only got 1 crit to come up, but 7 successes.
Okay.
Okay.
I have
It's like-
fleetness. She's gonna.
It's to the point where so
Sorry.
I didn't go as hard in the paint for the description in the altar section of the room. It's not barren. It's not just the altar. There are things around, but most importantly, there's like a couple, like circle saw blades on the wall. On like just a like a stud with just some nails coming out, and there's some circle saw blades. So you can actually see his one hand behind his back, normal to a point. His he's wearing like a button up shirt that's the cuffs are folded back on, and then he's got the surgical gloves. Well, you notice he's had the surgical glove on this hand. This hand on the other, it's these two fingers are exceedingly long and serrated. And so those are kind of like in a little bit of a curl, and you catch those in the reflection of one of these saw blades, right? And it even distorts them weird still, so they just have a pure nightmare, like angles to them, right? Just gnarly. As far as more than the obvious thing, well, obvious, quote unquote, the suspected thing, more than the suspected thing, you notice, you thought he was just kind of like sweating, and his hair looked kind of greasy and matted from like a hair product or whatever, but he almost looks more plasticky on like a second inspection. Like his skin's off. I mean, any vampire who's gone too long without eating, you start to get more emaciated, you look more like feral and stuff like that. This has gone in the opposite direction. Like
He exploded.
yeah, little, like a little bit overstuffed, not that he's like bulky or anything like that. It's just his,
He's got the meat sweats.
yeah, it's just, it looks off. It just looks off, like uncanny valley off. And that would have been like at the 4 or 5, like at the 4 success threshold or the 5 success threshold, going all the way to 7. I mentioned the hairline before, and that wasn't for no reason. Sort of just beyond the hairline, in the sort of catching it in between some of the waves, of these like very big pronounced bits of hair that he keeps brushing back. You can see what almost looks like pins or something. And because you got 7, and 7 is the one of the best Final Fantasies, either that or Tactics, and 7 has the Crystal Chronicles song, or the Crystal theme. You see this almost like this pink node just sort of like in that arm that has the fingers, you kind of just make out this. You're not even sure how you see it. At first, you think it's like a blood stain, like turned his like that part of his shirt pink, and you realize it's got actually a little bit of a red glow that's kind of barely kind of visible through the fabric of the material.
Got a piece of it embedded.
You don't think
Go to my
anybody...
next question, because since the unseen is potentially still up,
Yeah,
is
this last the scene.
one of those pinnacles from stone going to him?
This will be piggybacking more off of your 7 than your initial sense the unseen. It is, if you've seen like the other ones are like Cthulian black shadow tentacles going out. I mean, this is like a single strand. It's very like it's like spider silk. It's very thin black. Like the small fragments just have a...
There is a
Yeah. Even your own bloodstone you're holding, like it's got like, you know, like pretty much a spider strand to it. It's not a huge one. Well, I mean, it's thicker than probably like more like a yarn or something like that. A tether, you know, it's yours is a little bit more substantial, but it's not these like these thick black ones that are emanating up forever. It's bigger than this wispy, this strand you see going into his shoulder.
What the hell have you done to yourself?
Oh, it was your dream, little brother, was it not? Your dream to bring back thaumaturgy proper.
Not like that.
Pa and I, we may have found a way.
So you know he's back. You know he's alive.
I think he's known for a while that
He
back.
gives the wryest of smiles, and he glances over to his desk where you saw pictures of Anders and Leland.
Oh no. Oh no.
I want to feed him so bad. Spider need diabolize.
All right. Well, there's always been a small part of me that had a smidgen of hope that you would make better choices, if not the right choices. It's a hard existence we have to deal with. I get that, but you've turned the wrong direction at every opportunity. I'm gonna have to put you down like the monster you've become. Now it's initiative.
All right, his final tip as you're
I just
rolling
wanted
initiative.
to ask a question real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I wanted as Ashley to ask a question real quick.
Yeah. You might have even got it in before the put you down, because that's the really good transitional, right? Like,
what did you do? You gave us up. Because she probably like followed the sight line to the pictures of Anders and is like, why would Anders talk to a Tremere? Why would he associate with somebody? And then it like clicks probably in her head, and she's like, because she remembers seeing Anders get into that black vehicle with the First Light people. And she's like, what did you do? You sold us out.
Sure. He brings the the two gnarled, fingers around. They almost look like tree branches. You can see they've gone like tar-like and discolored at the tip, and the skin's kind of peeled back. And he kind of brings them around, and he's like, "You're so close to getting it, Ms. Dame." And then put you down line, and I lost the thought. I lost the thing he was going to say.
Initiative.
But yeah, roll initiative. This is a supernatural foe.
What is the
I
I think we're
believe
just
it.
rolling a d20, right? Or
Wits
no, we're not. No,
Resolve is the
Wits-
optional rule.
what's resolve?
I believe it is.
Wits
Wits
resolve?
resolve?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe it is.
Well,
We'll go with that for now.
It-
It's logical enough.
With the
That's
blood
fine.
die? With the hunger die?
I don't see how it would be relevant to like
Okay.
Yeah, I
who
didn't
go-
think
yeah, who goes
Okay.
in what order. So I mean, you can roll them to feel.
wow. Ashley's going last.
We're gonna push it again. I'm gonna rouse. I want to go first.
You want to go first? Of course you do. You want your anime moment.
But this
Oh,
this
God.
this is where it happens. This is 5 hunger. Here we are.
Oh,
Mhm.
Hey, look.
5 fucking hunger. Oh my god.
It was only a matter of time.
Oh,
I'm
it's only
amazed
a
I
matter of
lasted this
time.
long.
Yeah, you're playing with fire.
I'm
Yeah.
actually gonna
Diablo
re-roll.
Claw.
Can I re-roll this with using my willpower?
Yeah, you can use
Oh, my remaining willpower though, right?
yeah,
So it's only
yeah. You
No,
re-roll 3
sounds-
dice.
no. I would re-roll 3 dice. Okay, I'm gonna rouse to re-roll. It's a skull.
You don't
I don't
yeah,
get hungrier, right?
you don't
on arouse to re-roll some dice. No, willpower
Yeah.
doesn't. No, willpower
rouse.
doesn't.
You don't
make
rouse,
hungry.
you just spend
Yeah, you
Oh, I
just
just
you
spend
spend
a
a willpower,
willpower.
then you re-roll 3 dice.
Okay.
Just because I'm crazy paranoid right now and shit just hit the fan, I'm going to spend a willpower to run up the score.
Okay, that is 3 out of 3. That
Oh,
is
and I got nothing for it. Nothing
fine.
for it. All right. Well, critical 5. That's what I'm going to be stuck with, I guess.
Okay.
All right, what did pencil? We got 5 out of Rory. What did Ashley get?
Yeah.
Ashley, I got 3, and then it looks like Sasha got 3.
All right. So y'all can either choose to do sweet simultaneous actions or defer to each other.
I spent willpower to re-roll and got
Let's-
nothing.
Can we base it based on the?
I have
scene every time?
fleetness.
Yeah, you have fleetness, so
You
you
know
would
what?
be faster.
Higher,
anyways.
yeah, celerity
Yeah.
makes sense as a tiebreaker. Best first
Yeah.
tiebreaker is celerity. Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah.
I love that rule.
We have
that
two,
is
but
canon
you
in my
have
games
fleetness.
forever. By the way, that's
We have 2.
If I didn't have a celerity power active, I would say Ashley could go at the same time. But because the scene is still going and my fleetness is still
specifically
active,
Yes.
Mhm.
is an active thing, right? So if that's still active, I'm
Yeah, you're
the
definitely faster.
kindred with zoomies. I'm the
Yeah.
kindred with zoomies. It's gonna get WWE and the shit right in about in about 6 seconds. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, and Ashley
hunger
is
somewhere.
not hungry.
God damn it.
She is
I
at
am.
0 hunger, so she has everything. She's just like, I'm busted.
Hey, Ashley.
Yeah?
Rouse check.
Motherfucker, you would right now.
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
He said
You're like,
or
what?
comedy.
That's true. This is appropriate dramatic time or comedy.
I mean, there's
It was funny because
there's-
you were like so.
I'm hungrier.
It was
So-
perfect because you were so pleased. You're just so.
I was
Happy.
hungrier. I was just like, I'm so hungry. I drained somebody, but now I'm a little bit hungry. I think
I mean,
in that she just sees those like claws and she's just like, oh fucking gross.
Yeah, this like pit in your stomach is like,
Ugh.
and the only All right.
The La
funny.
Sombra pit. That's why I'm like, he's got
And it's like-
extra shit.
Rory gets ready to make his move.
Rory
and
goes
like
first. You want initiative.
activates that speed, like that rouses the blood for that speed boost to push himself. And yeah, there's just that quick flash of all those runes as he charges.
Okay.
5 hunger, baby. That's the visual.
So you're at
art, I
5
think.
hunger. Now, whilst
Yep.
you roll your attack roll and stuff, I'm going to be looking up some sweet modifiers. Would you say you hate Leland?
Hate.
Hate's a strong
is such
It
a
word.
sounded like
strong
pity,
word.
pity a little bit earlier on, so I don't know that you hate, right? Like it's
Yeah, it's extreme dislike, but it's not quite hate.
but
It's
there's like a
extreme dislike flavored heavily with pity.
yeah,
Like
okay.
you went through everything I went through, and you didn't.
That's what he was going to say. So he says that his bit to Dame, and as you know what, I'll save it. All right.
Oh, la-di-dotty.
I
Can
mean,
you cut off his hand first? I don't want to know what's in those fingers.
if I get enough successes, you know.
Off the fucking hand.
So yeah,
Or the head.
oh, yeah.
Either way, like head or
3, 6.
hand. You should have gone for the head.
So we
Thank you,
just
Thanos.
can rouse and just, or it's just 5 hunger, just more dice go, or what?
No, I think that's maxed.
Or
You actually can use disciplines still.
Ooh.
disciplines, yeah, but can I like
So you
Oof,
I
blood
say you
for
can no
more-
longer rouse to add dice to your pool when you're that hungry,
Okay.
because you're not like actively
That's-
controlling your blood per se, but you can still
Yeah.
rouse for disciplines. What I'm going to
That's
do is
valid.
like I'm probably
Yeah.
going to set a threshold for like every so many rouse checks. You're not tracking successes or failures at that point. It's just every so many adds a difficulty to the willpower test.
Fair enough. Yeah.
It shouldn't be a 1-to-1, but maybe like 2-to-1, like every 2 rouse checks you do when you're at 5 hunger or something. I like the number 3,
Yeah.
so but 3 seems arbitrary.
All right.
So
Roll some dice then.
I think it might just be hell scenes spent at 5 hunger. Give it a difficulty, and you can quote unquote. You don't need to roll your rouse checks anymore. You're just like, yep, because it lets you use your disciplines whether you pass, fail, or not. But I will turn off the 2 dice thing, or the
Fair enough. Yeah,
adding 2
I
dice.
get it.
I think that's a good trade off. Because a
Oh,
vampire's not
no.
going to stop like chasing you down with celerity because it's frenzied. Like it, right? Like they're not. Oh, the vampire had super strength and he was coming after me to eat me. And then he got hungrier and stopped using super strength.
No, I think you'd go faster.
Right, yeah, so.
Oh no, buddy, what's going on?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay, you're gonna pop another willpower because this is potentially very bad.
Mm.
I have 3 blacks that I can reroll. Come on, baby. No, don't do it to me again.
Love how hard
I'm just
the
never
thing
gonna spend
you're trying to
willpower
go
again.
right now.
Well, the problem was I was starting at 2 successes with a bestial failure. So I was trying to offset that, and I didn't. So, cool beans. 2 successes, bestial failure. Let's ride this train, I guess. 5
All right.
hunger.
5 hunger,
There we go.
baby. Let's go.
So what I'm going to do
I'm
with
gonna
this bestial
deauthorize my
failure
brother.
in this case is going to be you
It's-
essentially cosmetically stab him, through the designated, bad guy area. Like it's
Heart.
cinematography. We're in the, it's storytelling system, right? So you kind of like run him through the shoulder and he kind of catches the blade, like with his normal hand, like he kind of puts his hand on your fist, on your knuckles, kind of down where you're gripping it at the hilt, and he gives you this like vicious smile. He's like, "Oh, brother, raised the same, but one of us had manners, or one of us has manners, and the other has a temper." And he looks at you, and it's almost like as he says it, you feel the beast surge up in you, and that 5 hunger come out, and you see a little bit of his blood, because vampires control their blood, so they don't pour blood out, but you see a little bit of his blood sort of kissing the steel of your blade. Now you're rolling that willpower.
All right, and I've blown
Composure,
2 of them.
resolve
like a
is your pool
dumbass.
for willpower.
Yeah. I've spent 2, so I have 4 left.
Oh, it's for frenzy.
Yeah.
Mm.
I believe
And-
in you.
this whole time you have, and you can continue to roll and stuff and give me the result. This whole time, the hunger has been very real and present in you as it has Sasha and Ashley. It has been visceral. It's just you've been able to, for whatever reason, whilst holding the bloodstone, your hunger, the thirst, stayed up here, almost as like a haze or a fog. Unfortunately, that fog parts, and like a dam breaking, the hunger completely comes rushing out, and with it, your beast's total lost. And it doesn't care right now where the blood comes from. You're so hungry, and you're already locked in battle. And your beast to you, hey, tough guy. You know, I don't know about you. I don't know about you, but I'm not exactly into licking the blood off your friends over there. And the only other good source I see is right here. Someone you and I know will both help on Earth. Just fucking go for each other. Drop the landmass sword. Get in. And you can like unintentionally you feel your fang. You know, you can feel them ache, and you kind of feel yourself snarling. What did you get on your willpower?
3.
You're still in control. The hunger doesn't go away, and the beast's voice stays present, but you're able to sort of
No,
talk.
never that.
Not that yet, you mean?
That's my
That's yeah.
Rory?
So that was, you can combine the bestial failure with the with the 5 hunger, and you sort of, he releases your blade, and he has this gleeful look as you take a step back. He then, like a scissors, sort of clicks his 2 fingers together, and this like weird sort of slicing, snapping noise happens, and a couple of the tables with some materials on them, construction materials, closest to Ashley and Rory, writhe to life, and you see a pair of these incomplete constructs sort of
Here.
drop onto the floor. They do not go yet. They have entered combat. And then that leaves Leland. So after the clip, he sort of takes this like purposeful step back, and then steps into this full sort of like just darting, sort of thrusting attack with his 2 pointer fingers, and he's going straight for your eyes, Rory.
All right. I have a sword. Let's see if I get those fingers this time.
Yeah, you can parry. You can, do what you
Come
want.
on, Perry, get the fingies.
It's like,
Get the fingies. Please.
you are
Get the
blind.
fingies.
Oh, God.
If you are
Dice.
blind
How do dice?
to our truth, then so should your body be blind,
Hold on.
brother.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I should be a 9. Yeah, that's right. 9. Oh God! Dice down.
He's
Where'd you
going to
go?
rouse. It's fucking gone forever, man.
gone.
Right in there.
I got it. I found it.
I find your baby.
Come on, babies. I can't spend any more willpower. Don't fuck me.
20. Crit, all of it.
It's just all crits. The fang.
Why? Why are you doing this to me? 3.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have a crit in here, by the way.
No.
Oh my god, I have fleetness. If I can interject myself and I can do it fast enough, that's what I'm gonna do. Oh my god.
Rory, I have some good news and I have some bad news.
Yeah.
You do not take the full damage he just dealt, like, to your complete damage trackers. But you also can't see right now. And you take 4 points of damage of overspill, essentially, to your body, your synapses, your skull, like as you feel his fingers. And again, vampires don't feel pain in the same sense others do,
Like
but you feel this, the pressure, and then they just go through and pop. And then you see the just 2 gnarly fingers out the back of your head. Not being able to see suddenly is an agony all its own, though.
So I took like a total of 10 damage.
And you took
Okay, so yeah,
the remainder down onto just your regular damage trackers, essentially.
yeah, okay.
Oh my god,
I
I
have-
am going
I have
to
some
destroy this motherfucker.
Yeah, so
Okay,
he had...
that sucks.
yeah,
I'm gonna fuck this guy up.
to be fair, I rolled pretty well. His
Yeah,
claws...
and I did not.
His claws do a
Yeah.
good amount of damage because claws do a good amount of damage. His do a little bit less than the, because they're not like the full, protean claws or anything like that. But they do good damage, and sorry, bro, you can heal it back. In fact, you can rouse to heal 1 point of damage as a vampire. So
That's true.
they'll be back by the day sleep. You're fine.
But I mean, I'm at like -4.
You're not at
That's
negative
bad.
for like to clarify. So the called strike does damage to that individual thing. It is not like Dungeons and Dragons where your whole
Is it
body
like?
also counts.
Wait, did it
It's
do
like your eyes have their
ag
own amount of
damage?
damage trackers. Okay.
Okay.
Mm.
And is how I rule it. So it's like your eyes have, because
Okay.
otherwise it'd be easier to just do called strikes that take people out forever. It's weird. So essentially he it feels more visceral this way. So essentially your eyes, skull, head has an amount of damage trackers that are independent from your body damage trackers. But he did so much to like rock your head that it like essentially spilled into your real damage trackers rather than this sort of like extra.
Okay, so
tracker.
I'm at 2 health, like for my whole. Okay.
Your whole tracker, you've only taken the 1, 2, 3, 4 slashes, and you might have.
Okay.
If you have 6 HP, then you have
Ag-
2 left. Plus,
Yeah.
then you go
Superficial?
into ag, and so you can go all the way. Yeah, it's just 4 superficial.
Okay.
So you've
Okay.
only,
But I'm blind. Now,
but you are
so.
blind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have Sense the Unseen on still, so that's going to be interesting.
Okay,
here in a second.
so I'm going to like you're not totally blind, right? Because Sense the Unseen explicitly states that you're kind of reaching out with the extra senses and stuff. Like you're fucking
For extra
daredeviling right
senses.
now with all the like you're like rather than see the room and sonar though, it's like you have an orientation based on all like the ghostly shit going on. And
Sasha?
he, oddly enough, you have a great read on where he is. Like, you might have gnarly penalties to do anything else, but because he has that flippin' stone embedded in him, you know exactly where he is.
Nice.
Like, if he moves from here and there's furniture you have to deal with, like, it'll become a problem.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm going to say you hit him with no penalties. Like, straight up. You just have to stab for where the thing is, and you know?
Yeah. I just got to get it in.
Yeah.
I just got to get one good hit. This shit's scorpionated. One good hit.
All right, Ashley.
No, it's Sasha.
Oh, sorry, Sasha.
That-
Yeah,
I have fleetness active. I would like to
Put a shotgun in his nostril.
wait, how far? Oh no. Worse than that. Well, listen.
Okay.
I would like
So,
how far away
I'm gonna
is
do,
how far away is Sasha from all of this technically?
Not very.
I mean, like a
Because is she like at
hop,
the
skip, and a
door
jump. It's
or
not
like
that far. It's it's the width
'Cause I
of a
literally
like the
just
width of
wanna
one sort
fly?
of like if you're
Like a
walking down a
tackling-
hallway, right, and you have like in a doctor's office, and you have like little you have your little exam rooms. You are
I thought we were
one
in
exam room
already.
away from him. Like,
Yeah.
it's just,
I
Yeah,
thought
like,
we were
I
in
feel like
already
we-
because we could see everything.
yeah, you came
Yeah,
out
yeah,
of
but like,
one of the
yeah.
cells and you're in the center
like
of it. and then
30
you have, like,
feet, maybe.
Yeah,
like,
not that far.
Nothing for fleetness.
Nothing for fleetness. You can be there in an instant. But her arrangement, I monologued and I said, like, you know, like, I understand that your urge is to just pull out a shotgun and shoot. So my recompense and my thank you to you is to allow you to have a sort of free, like, in the middle time of Rory getting stabbed and, like, you losing your
Shish
patience
kebab.
and just shoot Leland to begin with, you can shoot one of these other creatures and just, like, it's literally like bop, bop,
Like a
bop
free
conversation,
shot?
and just, like, one of these creatures comes, like, out. Yeah, he's just like,
All
pop,
right,
pop,
I'll
pop, and
I'll
just, like,
take
and you
I'll
just, like,
take
don't even look. You're already
I'll
running
take
towards
I'll take
Leland,
I'll
you know?
I'll take
So, yeah.
the free
As,
shot.
as you go, baby.
Take the free shot. I believe
I'm
in you.
taking the free shot.
I
Yeah,
believe in
at
you.
full dice and everything. Like there's you could just imagine, like, these two are just, like, dialoguing, and Sasha, you were already pulling out your shotgun and you shot one of these things, and yeah. I love the celebration
Wait.
I'm seeing here.
Hold on, wait. I know how to do numbers. Okay, that's
You look very excited.
7 successes
I
on
love this. I love this for
shotgun.
you.
because
One
Sasha
water
is that
cup
kind
gone.
of bitch. That kind of bitch, just like, oh my god.
Sit the fuck down.
100% that bitch. We'll get into
yeah,
my
but
love
really,
of Lizzo stream later.
yeah, so the shotgun goes off and it's this big loud sound, but then she sees what happens to Rory and just, it's almost like all sense like leaves her for a moment, and it's just, you're like, I'm gonna fuck this guy up. It's not because she's frenzying or anything. It's just something like deep and feral of just like, how
Yeah,
dare you?
Yeah,
And
no, it's the parent sense or the big sibling sense, right? Where you just, I'm gonna fuck him up. You know, it's that, like, visceral, like, he fucked with my people. Yeah. All right.
she
How much damage
she
did you
got,
do to, like, one of to the construct? By the way?
it's 7 successes, and then the shotgun is a +3.
So 10.
So
Yeah,
however many.
Yeah. So yeah, it would be 10, but you got to minus whatever potential defense I get here from this thing, which would just
0.
be 2 away from that. So minus
fine.
10 minus 2 is 8.
So it's like 8.
Yeah, it's one of the half constructs, so it's dead. I mean, it just stops.
Okay.
And so, like, combat actually happens very quickly, and so they're just over, like, op, and, like, you can watch the part where Sasha's patience drains out of her eyes, and just, like, she's already running across the room. This one thing, like, lunges out from underneath the table, and she just blows it away without even thinking. And now you have your full turn, because this is my penance for monologuing. I get to monologue,
listen.
and you can free shoot something.
Yeah, you know, sometimes it pays to work
your
with
Like, you
your
didn't
SMD.
participate in the conversation. Like, I don't think you said it. Like, Ashley
No,
said
I was
No.
I was the only one that said
yeah.
anything.
So, like, and I'm like, I understand. In, like, you know, if we weren't playing a game, you would have already shot this guy. You know, like, it's just
Okay, you
like,
can
so
see,
here we
I was
go.
like,
This is
no,
this is a compromise.
No, you know, as your friend and as a player at your table, I am all for the compromise. I also get hungrier, but I want to, like, speed flying tackle Leland, like, go fuck yourself, you talk too much. And that's what I want to do. So what is my dice pool? By the way, it's strength
Probably
plus
strength.
athletics,
All right,
right?
so I'm going
Or
to,
brawl?
because you are celerity
Let me
tackling
brawl.
him. You can
Yeah.
add your celerity to the pool because you're, like,
The
turbocharging this tackle, right?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be half the dice pool. I usually, when I, like, generically add stuff like this that the rules don't say, because I'm like, logically this makes sense to me. It's usually half the
So
dice pool
what's-
rounded down.
You
Minimum
add
1.
1 to it.
Yeah, so minimum of 1. So
So
you're gonna
what's-
add 1 to your dice pool, and then it's gonna be, usually it'd be strength athletics or strength brawl.
Okay. I'm gonna do strength brawl
Uh,
because this bitch gonna be brawling.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a
One,
tackle
two,
is
three.
quite literally like athletics,
take his
but
hand off.
brawl wise, you know, like you just same thing. You want to ground and pound somebody with a charge takedown. So
Plus half celerity. Wait. Yeah. Okay. I know how to do math. Yep.
Math. It's hard.
Okay. Would potence help in this at this point too? Because I have a random dot in potence, just one. Can I?
Depends on the power you took.
what? Yeah, it depends on what you took for your potence power.
Lethal body is the first point of potence. I mean, I know he's not mortal, but potence could help. She's just jacked in all sorts of fucked up ways. She's like,
You'll
I am
ignore
done
armor
here.
if he's got it. Ignore 1 point of armor.
He's got those pins in his head.
Like,
Yeah, it's got that weird plastic flesh. Yeah,
Ugh.
that could be armor.
I mean, fuck.
Yeah.
Listen,
I mean,
don't-
lethal body
Look,
is amazing because it basically says you
He's not
auto kill mortals.
Yeah, but he's not mortal. I get that, but potence. Can I add my potence to
She
this
just wants to
pool
add
for?
another die.
I
No.
know what she's
Okay.
going for, but I mean, like soaring leap, probably right. Like you're gonna like soaring leap off.
I'm
of
gonna
a
spend
tower and hit somebody. Yeah.
I'm gonna spend a willpower to re-roll some dice.
3 of them.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Oh,
Cold
I
while
love
I-
this.
At least your
I
willpower.
love this.
Fuck
I
me.
love this. I love this.
So that is. Wait, the fangs is like a messy critical, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is the fangs? Okay, so that is 4.
If you get 2
5, 6,
fangs, it's
7.
a crit, and then now you're in the messy critical territory. You have to get 2 double fangs.
It's 7 with a messy critical.
All right, you roll homeboy's defense here. He's actually got a pretty decent defense.
Yeah.
You might get poked with the stabby protrusions instead as you go to tackle him. So,
Yeah.
oh, hang on, I gotta add his hunger dice in here too.
I could be dinner. I don't even know how this is gonna turn out.
Mhm.
This
Don't
motherfucker
worry, he
gets
doesn't-
hungrier.
I
We
just
might
like
we
you
might
as much as he
TPK
did,
this
like-
this party right
All
here.
right, what you got 7, so 5 gets through. Basically, the difference. So you definitely tackle him, and then you would do 2 damage trackers to him. But he's on the ground and you're on top of him and tackle him for him.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess I don't know if Sasha's disappointed or relieved that Rory can't see this, but
You know, we'll say that your damage has a +1 to it for roundhouse kick training and stuff, which means that will bring us up to the next season, which puts him to 3 damage trackers. That's
okay, so I'm
you
just
could be anywhere
aggravated.
between halfway to a third through his, or I guess 1/6 depending on. Yeah, so.
Okay, so then I don't have
The
like
point
I'm
is
on top
like
of this
3
guy.
damage
There's
trackers is
nothing
a
else
good
I can
amount
do.
of damage.
Even without potence.
I mean,
That's kind of where you're
Sasha's
at.
just
You charge. I mean, you got a free shotgun blast. I mean, next turn, theoretically, you can like put a forearm in his neck and bring up 1 shotgun and like, but right now it's
no.
Right
He
now,
said
it's
right
Ashley.
now I'm on
Yeah,
top, and it's
Ashley.
real awkward. Go, Ashley. Figure
you're already
out what
seeing
you
the
want to do
future
with
where
this.
he's dead.
Yeah.
It's like Fist of the North Star, except it's Gun of the North Star. Like you're already dead, and then the person explodes after you.
Yeah.
Anime nerds, I see you in the audience.
Ashley is gonna. You said there are 2 constructs. One of them
One. There's one.
One. Yeah, there's one now.
One down.
So there were
Ashley,
2. Now there's 1.
Uh-huh.
Ashley, using her rapid reflexes, is going to, like, she sees like all the saws all over the place.
Oh,
Ash-
yeah, she
Ashley has a
does.
gun.
Oh, they've got like a
Ashley
bone
has a
saw.
gun
too.
on
Those
loan.
things are really used up.
No, I gave you back your shotgun. I thought.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't.
In the in between
Oh,
time,
yeah, okay.
theoretically, you might.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. She's
Okay.
gonna grab. Oh, it's so tempting because he's down to go for his head. But
Yeah, it is.
Do it.
Why would you mess around with a construct when you have
I
the
know.
telegraphed opportunity in
You know
initiative
what?
order
Uh-huh.
with like
Yeah.
think about the cinematography of what just happened.
Yeah.
Whether she screamed or
Yeah.
not in this movie theater, Sasha just like let out this guttural roar,
She
like
definitely
turbo
did.
boosted across the room, tackled homeboy to the ground with like perfect form that they teach in the NFL, one of those like lift and berries, you know?
Well,
And
no,
there's
she's
like
WWE style.
She fucking Jericho speared that bitch.
oh, she,
like
yeah. Yeah, like
Edge spear. It's
edge
right up
spear,
that
like
edge. That's who it is. Edge spear. Like
Yeah.
bah.
Edge. Or
Is
Rhino
there,
Gore.
Is there like
No,
a
listen,
huge
Edge.
saw
Edge is my homie.
that would be capable to take off a head?
Yeah, so like
I'm sure there is because there's body parts
so
all over
there's
the fucking place.
there's this like almost looks like the jaws of life but with a circle saw blade on the end instead of like the you know
Yeah.
the two pry bars. Looks like that. That's for cracking sternums and the really heavy. It's basically for sawing apart steer and stuff. Like it's
Yeah.
yeah.
It's what butchers use in like mass
The
production.
really big, like really when they have really big, you know.
Is there like a smaller version? She doesn't have
Of course,
that much
yeah,
strength.
of course there is, yeah.
there's like a table circle saw.
Well, to be frank, Leland is a little bit like smaller framed. You know, I imagine Leland. I imagine him to be like lanky, so he might be like taller than Rory, but he's not as. Yeah, so he's got like something that's more tailor made to his size. He's gonna keep his tools in decent working order too.
Yeah. Yeah, she's gonna grab a circular saw, fucking turn it on, or like get over to Leland, turn it on, and be like,
yeah. So all of Leland's tools, well, the good ones, the powerful ones, are actually going to be on an air system with the saw with the air hoses that come down up from the ceiling. So this sucker's ready to go and has extra torque.
Perfect. Yeah, she'll
like
grab it
proper
and bring it over and be like, you should have fucking left. And she's gonna bring it down on his fucking neck.
All right. Anyone?
And I think like in Ashley's mind, this is not the first time that she's beheaded somebody.
Like she almost has like a cold look on her face.
Yeah.
I guess she
like it's like a you should have fucking left.
Yeah. It's not like, full on Ash cutting off his own hand like wild crazed looking.
No, it is like eyes glazed over. Not eyes glazed over, but like eyes like very deadpanned. And she has like not a twisted smile, but she's like
the Wednesday.
You should have fucking left. And yeah, she's gonna take that circular saw to his fucking neck.
All right, so you are being assisted in combat, which means you get a +1 to your die pool. He's prone, so you get +2 to your die pool. This is fucking badass. So you get +1 to your die pool.
Cool.
So that's a total +4. Go ahead.
So that's a +4 plus what?
So it should be strength melee, or I can't see an argument for dex melee with this one, unfortunately.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So.
Dex melee?
I said I can't see an argument for dex melee in this particular situation.
Oh, you can't.
Even though Leland is more.
I got really excited. I got really excited.
Yeah, even though he's more, there's just rage thing. You're gonna go ahead and roll arouse to see if you get hungrier. Compliments. We'll call it the Chuck factor.
I do get hungrier, so I add another.
I do not
die, and then
I do not get hungrier.
Okay, So that is
You get
2
hungrier. You
more.
get you 2 more dice. Yes. So
Okay, so I get 2 more dice.
You're
on top of the
11
hunger.
fucking dice to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And wait till you hear what a chainsaw's damage is.
Yay. Okay, so 1, 2, 3,
More
4,
than a
5, 6,
shotgun.
7, 8, 9. Okay.
No regrets. Let's go. I'm
Let's
assisting.
go.
This is great.
Y'all gonna take my kill.
All
Is
right.
it? Were there crits?
There was 1 crit. 6 altogether.
Yeah, baby.
Okay. So that's going to be 6 plus 4 for 10.
Okay.
No, it's just the
And
damage. That's just what happens.
6 plus 4, 10. Okay.
So much damage.
Do I take his fucking head off?
You take his fucking head off. And has anyone seen Sin City where
Yes.
fucking Elijah Wood like just has this creepy look on his face when he gets his head chopped off? You know, like
Oh, Leland, I can definitely see that.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he does the he does the Elijah Wood, like just the indifferent, like staring back at you, almost enjoying it. And vampires tend to ash when you take their heads off. He doesn't.
Fucking hell, is he a construct?
You see that familiar congealed blood on the inside of his, like head that you can see here. The sort of like melded together bones and stuff along those lines, and
He's a fucking construct.
What?
He's a fucking construct.
So you can go ahead and rouse and heal and like have one of your eyes get a little bit of vision back in it.
Okay, well, from the 500, that's just one rouse, I guess.
Yeah, just a single
one
rouse.
bonus rouse.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
Sasha's
At higher
still
blood potency,
sitting.
you heal more. You heal more per
Yeah.
rouse, but as a
Sasha is still sitting on like the lower hat, like the body part, like just like
like,
I'm
still
not moving. I
bracing him
don't
and
trust
stuff?
this
Yeah.
thing. Well, it's kind of like wait, there's no.
Oh,
axe.
the other one.
What the fuck is this?
So like for cinematic purposes, the other one's coming over, and give me a straight luck check, Sasha, and
What is
Ashley?
What
and
is?
Ashley. No. Actually, I know how this is gonna be handled. Straight cinematography, straight storyteller mode. The one construct like comes over and simultaneously, like as like we got Rory like healing the one eye, can't see quite yet as his like stuff is knitting itself back together. Just sword off to the side as Ashley like shoots it in the head, and so basically you have this moment
No,
where they
Sasha shoots that one in the
oh yeah,
head.
Sasha, where they both just kind of like without looking stab shoot at the same time, and maybe they look at each other, like now Rory getting part of his eye back, and maybe now they look at each other with like a kindle of friendship, but also still smoldering, whatever is in that look at that time. But you both stab
Sasha
shoot.
is coming down. Like if a kindred could feel like adrenaline, like during combat,
Oh,
she's starting to
absolutely.
calm down,
Absolutely.
realizing she's kind of coming back to her senses outside of her whatever combat instincts. And this happens, and when her eyes meet with Rory's, there's relief that then turns into frustration and anger as
Yeah,
like and then she is picking herself up off of this whatever the fuck this thing is, and without saying a word she just walks out of the room.
We need to torch the place. We need to get the fuck out of here. Grab whatever you fucking need, which should be nothing, and we're getting the fuck out of here.
All right. So
this thing is bleeding on the ground in front of me. Should I make another frenzy check?
Yes. Yeah. Another willpower. Yeah. Another willpower for Leland's. It doesn't seem
Diablerie,
blood
as
is
technically, if it's not.
appetizing, but blood is blood,
Yeah,
and you
but
are starving.
and I have tasted these things before. Like it's
Ew.
weird.
Oh yeah,
but
you did. You tore
yeah.
one of their necks out.
Bro. Ew.
One.
Oh, buddy.
Okay.
Dinner time.
The beast takes over, and why don't you describe to me how you can't hold yourself back anymore? As you sort of like get some of your vision back, but the last image of Leland sort of scarred in your mind was that sort of when they do
The
the good.
fingers coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah. uh Seconds after locking eyes with Sasha and she walks away.
Well, locking eye,
Rory
right?
locking eye, yeah.
Sorry.
Just all control is lost as the flare goes up and down. It goes up his skin, and as it's going down, as the runes are going back down his body, he's falling right after them, almost in slow motion, and just lands on his knees in front of this thing. And where the head was is where Rory's face lands. So he lifts it and just buries his face in the neck hole.
So this thing doesn't have enough blood to take you down to 0 hunger in this case.
Yeah.
You will go down to 1 no matter what. Do y'all watch this, or do you like kind of look away?
Sasha's gone. Ashley's standing there with the head in her hand, and just stares at him and is like, "Hurry the fuck up. We got to get out of here."
I like the image of Rory doing this and Sasha's like retreating back, like the camera focusing on
Like
Rory,
you just
but
see like her
Sasha's
getting blurrier.
yeah, Sasha's retreating back in the background of Rory, like losing it over this corpse. It's great visual.
Okay. All right. So, Ashley, I'm gonna give this one to you as you're kind of hanging there, and we get the head and the visual and stuff like that. You glance over at the desk, you see a pack of cards, like playing cards, and you can tell from because playing cards tend to be packed in the same jacket as their backs are. It seems to match the back of the playing card that y'all found. And as that revelation washes over you, and as
Does she smell? Does it smell like something similar to the smell?
There's so many odors down here with like from your position. I mean, you have to like physically go over and like give it a whiff.
Yeah.
You do that?
I think she does.
Do you bring the head with you, or?
Oh yeah, she's holding on to it. She doesn't know. Here's the thing. She knows a little bit about magic, but she doesn't know anything about like golems or gargoyles or anything like that. And she's like, I don't fucking trust this. I'm gonna hold on to this. This thing could fucking roll back and stitch itself back. She's like, I don't fucking know. These fucking Tremere are fucking insane. So yeah, she's just gonna hold on to the head, bring the pack of cards, or like pick up the pack of cards, sniff it, and be like, and like see if she can pick up anything that is similar.
So there was a pretty
card.
Yeah, so there's a pretty distinct like like ink, blood, that the message was written in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as you're sort of holding this, like the cards aren't written on or anything like that. It's a deck of cards. It has been opened.
Yeah.
But it's the same odor. In fact, as you're doing that, you kind of maybe, like as you go over to pick up the deck of cards, you like sort of knock some of the papers and the precarious looking book stacks over, and one of the books spills out, and you see a like piece of paper where the same name is written over and over and over again, and you see it's like crude at first, and then with each sort of scrawl and each attempt, the text gets a little cleaner and more natural.
Like they were trying to recreate a signature.
It is at that point we cut to you still hear the lapping noises coming from
Yeah.
Rory, and we cut up. And by the way, Rory, as you're feeding, you're doing some extra rouses and stuff, and both your eyes heal, and you'll keep your damage tracks, but your which will require your separate rousing. But I'll give you like sort of going back to, minus getting a little scuffed
A whole
up.
person.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that brings us to Sasha upstairs, sort of eyeing for the door, ready to shotgun blast it, to get an opening. The flies are still there, kind of to your anger, maybe. So you blast another hole. I think
She steps out this time. If there's a hole, she's stepping out this time.
All right. You step out. We've got Ashley and Rory kind of like coming up the steps, kind of made it outside already. You wind.
I'm not leaving just yet. There's stuff I gotta grab. I'm not leaving this shit down here.
Which means Ashley's not leaving down there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. How far do you, Sasha? Do you just piece the fuck out forever? Like, are you just gone? Exit scene, right or whatever.
Are you going to Sam? Going to the car?
Do I know where the car is supposed to be? Was there an agreed?
I didn't say anything.
No. You knew where he was parked, but you didn't necessarily know that Ashley called him to move into a second position. You don't know anything about that.
Okay, then I'm just gonna go towards where I know Sam to have been posted without having any updates on his location. That's kind of my instinct. I'm like, oh, okay. Ashley told him to go there. Yeah.
That's about looting amount of. That's about a looting amount of time. So you're heading there, right? You're winding because you parked away to be discreet, right? So you have to walk a couple blocks. What are you looting?
I want the big stone.
Yeah.
There are books everywhere. I would like those. Like, is there like a bag I can shove things into?
Oh, of course. There's a body bag you can shove stuff into, which is like kind of for me a missed opportunity in any horror movie ever. There's always like a scene like this. And they're like, we need something to put this. Why didn't they ever grab a body bag? It's so cool. It's so perfect. So yeah, you just grab one of these body bags and start throwing books in it and stuff.
Yeah, books, the cork board with all of the pictures. It's probably not gonna fit in the body bag, but it's just gonna come
under one arm, okay, and you get the body bag.
Like that painting.
Ashley, Ashley with the painting, which she remembers just then after like coming off of a high, and she's like picking that up.
A great,
so pretty much
graphic match,
everything
by the way. Like,
a
good callback too. Like you would actually match the shot exactly with when Ashley had that, and you'd have that moment, depending on how obvious you want to be with the audience, where you would turn and like look at the, not the camera, but you turn and look at Ashley while you have the corkboard, or we just assume the audience is clever enough, and if you're watching Endless Elegy, you are clever enough to recognize the graphic match without the overt posturing. Good for you. All right, so
I'm gonna save the large bloodstone for last. I get the body bag like shoved with all the books and things. Get the corkboard ready, and I'm gonna go trepidatiously because the thing is terrifying in a lot of ways. I'm gonna go touch the stone. So I attempt to pick it up.
That was anticlimactic. It's heavy. Tendrils are still doing their tendrily thing. They're wisping about. The glow, everything. It's all as it appeared before. It's no illusion. The heft is real.
Don't bring that into the house.
I gotta bring it back. Well, let me see if I can't. I want to try
You
to
can take
turn
it
it
with
off.
you. Do not bring it into the house. That thing is a beacon. Fuck you.
Yeah, I want to see if I can't like turn it off and like end its effects.
Okay, so
No.
you can roll a blood sorcery plus intelligence to try to like,
Yeah,
get some of your magic
whatever it's
mojo going.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like assuming it's the thing that's making this place like a whole.
So I'm gonna say you roll perfect. One crit in there. You recognize as you're doing this, one does not simply turn off the goddamn Eye of Mordor.
For sure.
Yeah.
But like it's-
Do you
or
have any
even
do you have any warding rituals like wards against that?
We have wards on the house.
it wards in the house.
Yeah.
But
You might have like a
I don't have
chamber in the house. Maybe we can resolve that. Trying to get maybe we can resolve
There's
that
a
a
basement.
little bit
There's a
later. There might be
basement
like a nice
room
little
in the
warded
basement.
chamber you can paint it in if you can.
I
What's
don't
in your basement?
specifically have any warding rituals.
What's in the basement?
What's in the
What's
basement?
in the
Nosferatu
basement?
and a giant ass bloodstone.
That's how we're powering
I guess
Shrek Deck from now on.
while I'm communing with this thing, is it the source of this white hole that the bar is?
No.
Interesting.
No.
Oh no, he said it's in the cement last time.
Yeah.
He said it's like
The void, the null void,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
you
the
said
It's
the
part of the
ruins.
foundation. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was put in
yes.
the foundation.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's how it was
That's true.
constructed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or
So
now that you're here and you're kind of taking it in, it's there was some sacrifices in the history of this place that warded it
to turn it
as such.
into like a null zone. Yeah.
Like
All right.
like this was like this basement was some. I mean, and we'll get to it later, but just putting it together, you recognize that like, oh crap, like you see some of the like marks in the inside of the the foundation in here that just kind of help connect the dots from what else you've seen, and you're like it wasn't, he didn't just turn this into a weird surgery place. Like he certainly expanded it. He built a little add-on, a patio, whatever, murder patio, et cetera, but like the foundation, this place is old, and it's old evil, like old magic, like
Smells bad.
old black magic, right? Like it's, I mean, this is like fucking colonial age dark magic.
Like
Burning this place isn't going to solve its issues. Somebody will just rebuild and it'll start again. There's a lot more I need to do to
the bodies.
We can burn what's here. That's fine. Yeah. But just it's going to be a lot more involved to permanently unentangle this.
I don't give a fuck. We got to get rid of the bodies. Especially if First Light's involved, we've got to get rid of the bodies.
Fair enough. I have maybe an idea once we're outside. And I'll shove the giant stone in a second bag. And
is there, as he's doing this, are there like liquids that smell like?
Oh, there's like formaldehyde and
things that smell flammable.
This place has
is there like a
smell.
lighter? Is there like a lighter?
Or
like any type of flammable?
What's your intelligence? Do you have like science, technology?
I don't have any science or technology. My intelligence is at 3, though.
Roll 3 dice real quick.
Including my blood?
Yeah, you would include it in the roll, yes.
Okay, so that's one black die, 2 red die. Just intelligence? Just intelligence? That's just one.
Okay. So, everyone can hear it. There's no perception check necessary, no wits awareness needed. Um, you can hear the flies are still up there. In fact, they sound more intense. If it was a tornado before, it's a hurricane now, right? Um, Clearly Leland here wasn't the source of them. And Rory has tossed this place pretty decently that he might have discovered like some sort of like magic seal or something casting that or expended scroll or something. Something else or worse.
And it's not the bloodstone.
Someone else is doing that. And it's at this it's at this moment will Ashley's one success on 3 intelligence. She'll go, maybe there's a fucking lighter here. I don't know. But you certainly know that certain chemicals, when poured together, combust anyway. So
Table flip.
She's gonna take those and
yeah.
she's going to
we wanna
not
be
do it right
outside
now
before fire,
because
yeah.
she's not
Outside
stupid.
first.
She's gonna do that at the top of the stairs
Yeah,
to
like
the
throw
basement.
so it tumbles down and yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So like, because the fire will eventually just go up and
Well,
try to-
especially if you while I'm packing things up, if you're just dumping alcohol and shit out on the ground everywhere.
Yeah, I think like any type of alcohol, she'll do that. But anything that she knows will combust together, she's going to grab it and she's gonna Molotov cocktail after they've made it up the stairs.
Yeah, you don't even necessarily need to know the the right compounds. If this guy's got enough of it, and he does,
Yeah.
Of course he does.
like
There's
Rory
so
probably
much
knows
on your
flammable
body.
stuff.
So I just like
Yeah.
make a a chemical gumbo, and chances are that shit's gonna start on fire. There's a reason OSHA has regulations on things like this.
Those like the rune encrusted tools.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna throw some of those in too.
Yeah, you could like
Because
it's
that's
so it's got one of
interesting.
those things where you like unfold it like a chef's knives.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
like a surgery kit.
Yeah. / torture kit. But yeah.
Cool. Just
We'll take
let's
that
go. Let's go.
Yeah.
I want to get
I'm
the
ready.
fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I already sense that something's wrong with Sam. We need to get the fuck out of here.
Shit.
You can't sense
All
that
right.
anymore. Is the thing.
Yeah, that's what she means.
That's
She's
the-
like,
that's the- yeah.
I sense something is wrong. She's like,
All right. So you head up. The only way to walk away from fire is in slow motion, so you flip the table.
Of course.
And you're about to get to the door that has been shotgunned through when a dark
It's a hole.
form. No, it
motherfucker.
closed back up. When a dark form, completely silhouetted by this sort of veil of flies that you can't see through, on the other side, a very tall. We're talking like 7 feet. Not
Like-
outside the realm of human possibility tall, but like
Slender Man tall.
no, thick too, like Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And they're in a long coat, and you can
Shackadoo.
kind of make out like that it's old and ragged, and they're wearing this like sort of big brimmed, almost like Undertaker style
Like
hat.
the fucking Undertaker.
Right. I didn't want to do that because the image in my head was something else, and I realized I'm describing the fucking Undertaker.
Yeah.
So at that point, you just gotta like go with it.
Attitude Era Undertaker. Let's go.
Yeah, I can't help it. I'm sorry. It's not the
It's okay.
Undertaker. Oh God, I regret my description. But
You're welcome.
I was already in it. No, I was gears were turning as I said it, and you can't quite make him out. Oh, my pretties would be really upset if you left this party. So, and then you hear a horn blaring, and then just wham! Your precious SUV smashes into this form
Another one.
through the front wall and like launches dude into like a pile of construction
Body
materials
parts.
and cloth and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Sam opens the door. Get in. I've seen what that guy can do out there.
It's
Hurry.
it's
Sam, I
Sasha.
fucking love you.
It's Sasha. Has Sasha been picked up along the way or
I
something?
think
'Cause
Sam might
she's-
have picked. Yeah, I think Sam might have picked Sasha up
Does
along
it
the
feel
way.
like-
smell like him?
What was that?
Does it smell like him?
You recognize once he's sort of past the threshold of the flies, his sense comes back. Like all your senses all
Okay.
come back.
Okay.
It was like they were causing a distortion.
I was like,
Sasha's in the back seat, just
Gotcha, no
sulking
body,
like
no
a
death.
I hate you.
When I
grumpy
kill Sam, it's
teenager.
gonna be on screen. That's my
course.
promise.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Sasha's in
Yeah.
the back seat like a moody
Shoot,
teenager.
Pull out of the wall, and I'm gonna see if I can't actually really burn this place down before we go.
Okay. I mean the fire's
You
spreading
bitch.
quick.
Oh
and-
no, he wants to see what kind of power he has now.
I mean you felt something before.
Yeah. Then I got the big one. So yeah, once we're out of the wall, I'm gonna like
Reversing.
roll the window down, unzip the body bag that has the big stone in it, put one hand on the stone, lean out the window, and try to remember the path of flame.
All right. So
By the way,
Big
I left the
big
head
stone.
down there. I am not taking the head with me. I left the head down there.
we get a shot of
It's
the
in the
head
bag,
on
it's
the
in the bag.
desk, as the flames spread,
Yeah.
like just, purposely set there.
It's like melting. Like
Yeah.
glass.
Oh yeah, gnarly.
Like
And the
wax.
form that was just hit by Samuel for the second time, this time on purpose, by the way, that is called bracketing. Thank you.
Thank you.
We see the form. We see the form sort of like emerging from that stuff. The hat having been, knocked off, and you see this again hulking form. Underneath the long coat, you see bare, muscular, unnaturally muscular chest. We're talking like 6-pack is usually pushing it. Dude's got like extra abs in there, right? That just shouldn't exist.
Like a
Okay.
12-pack. Yeah.
Yeah. You notice that he's got like a ridged sternum, and the bone actually emerges some. And it's really his face. Like his form's a lot more hulking. Like his arms are a little too long, and he's actually hunching over a little bit. And you see this sort of ridged brow that goes back with barbs coming out of it. He is completely hairless. His skin, a slate color. And the ridges of his bones almost seem stone-like as he peers at the vehicle pulling away with these piercing yellow snake-like eyes. This is the full thing. This is a gargoyle.
What the fuck?
And as you see the gargoyle, a mote of flame does like sort of crystallize or materialize rather into your palm. But upon locking eyes with the gargoyle, this ancient rivalry, this gargoyles despise Tremere when they get free of the bonds and stuff, and it turns out blowing up a pyramid did that for a lot of gargoyles. And his eyes like reflect the fire burning in your hand. And I think after that moment where you sort of pause, and everyone in the car that is a vampire is currently like moving away from the fire because fire can cause frenzy.
Mhm.
And even for you, this is a hazard. So roll a willpower check.
Oh shit. Because he's still at 5 hunger. No, he's at like 1.
He's at
Down to one.
1.
Okay.
He's
Do
fine.
we all roll this check because fire?
No, you're not close enough to the fire. It's like if
Yes.
he held a torch too. I'm gonna say that's enough to stave off a fear frenzy for the moment being. And don't worry, I got you, Doc. And you managed to lob the fire like that you take that moment and you manage to lob it, and that one moment where you're sort of where the vehicle's peeling backwards and adjusting and you're leaning, and that one moment of hesitation from its eyesight, and then like, holy shit, I did it. It's not in the doorway anymore, but you do lob the fireball, the mote of flame through, and accelerate the pace, and like windows blow out type thing, because now you've got noxious gases combusting and all kinds of stuff. They may be able to rebuild on top of that, like, hell foundation. It's gonna take a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And can you remind me what he said before he got ran over by a car?
Yeah, I couldn't really hear what you were saying.
Yeah.
If that was no.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
he's
kind of
asking
broke
you
up
to basically stay around a little. Like, his friends wouldn't like if you were, for you to
Aquila.
leave.
Oh.
his friends. Okay.
Well, you thought he was maybe talking about the flies, but he said it in such a way that maybe he was referring
Seems
to.
to
He said,
suggest there's more of them.
not.
More of
Would
them,
it be
or he's
gargoyles? Because he said
controlled.
little friends. Like, he was pretty explicit with it. He might have been referring to like
Okay.
vampires or something like that, or humans for the first light or something
Sure.
like that. Like,
Could have been anything. That was
Yeah.
a real
Right.
gargoyle.
look, you can't tease gargoyles for like 4 episodes and not give the people a
Not
real
a-
gargoyle.
Yeah.
Well, glad you're alive, Sam.
It was a little bit of a lucky. I got lucky. He had help. you hear
The fuck?
you hear Wretch.
Wretch,
God
buddy.
damn it, Reg.
Amazing.
We could have used you inside.
I don't like
Hey.
confined spaces too much.
Yeah, thanks.
He saved Sam. That's fine.
True. You did save Sam.
And by
Wait.
confined spaces, I mean places where they torture bodies and turn them into.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah, fair enough. I get it.
You would think looking like this, you'd have like a thing with corpses, but
No.
fate's a cruel mistress.
Sam, let's go back to the house. Actually, you're not bringing that inside. We're going into Tremere territory, and you want to bring a bloodstone in my house.
Do you have a secondary location in mind? I don't know where to put this, but we certainly can't let anyone else have it.
How about the
And
dump?
I need somewhere I can study it.
Yeah, the dump's discreet. That's capital T, capital D. I know a place, says Wretch.
I suppose I can put a
Sasha's-
portable lab together. Yeah. If it's a safe place.
Sasha hates this. She says, my place. One knows I live there. No one comes to visit me. It's as discreet as it's going to get, and it's outside Tremere territory.
Are you sure? She looks like Ashley flips down she's in the front seat. She flips down the thing, and the window, the divider is down, and she just looks in the mirror at Sasha and is like, "Are you sure?"
Do you have a better idea? It's better than
No.
having it in the coterie house.
Well, it's either your place or my other place, and William knows where I live, both places. So I don't trust that fucker with that thing.
Well,
No.
I know.
look, I can go.
Haven's pretty secure.
Would they allow it?
I mean, it would be one of my tertiary havens. Like I said, I call it the dump. Capital T, capital D, not like the dump.
Oh, listen,
Okay, I understand. Yeah, that might work.
Let's keep your place clean, Sash.
Yeah, we don't want to draw any attention to your sanctuary.
I was thinking I haven't used that one in a while, so it should be pretty safe.
All right, good.
Give Sam
Appreciate
needs
that.
rest.
Yeah.
It is at this point you look forward and you notice that like the window, like the driver's side window has like it's busted in and you
Okay.
can see blood and stuff, and you see Sam's actually got a pretty solid pummeling.
Yeah.
You also notice that Wretch's clothing, the homeless squall attire that he wears, is pretty well busted up. He has since healed his wounds. You can maybe see the sort of minor scuffs of where they were, and by the time the day sleep comes around, you usually
Building.
wake up back the way you were, right? But you can see he's been pummeled pretty good too. This was
We'll
not
take-
he beat up a gargoyle thing. This was he delayed a gargoyle type of ass kicking.
Ashley probably just like side eyes Sam. We'll take care of that whenever we get back to the house.
If I get some time to finish my work on, and like, I'll put some wards on the dump. I haven't quite locked them in yet, but yeah, as soon as I can.
You'll be staying the night there then. We'll drop you off.
So Wretch looks over at Sasha and he's like, "Damn, you look pissed off."
It's been a long night.
He sees
Yeah.
like maybe the icy exchange, and he's like, "Oh, you look like you have something to talk about. What the fuck is up with your hand?" And that's what we're gonna call it.
What?
He says, "What the fuck is up with your hand?" And we get just in time for like Rory to pull his hand up, and you see that it's like charred, black, and oaken.
Which hand? The hand that was touching the stone, or the hand that threw the fire?
The hand that threw the fireball.
Um,
Almost like an
I have-
obsidian, more
What
petrified wood. Like,
Fuck.
I have a question.
yes.
I do too.
I'm trying to
Oh,
get
actually,
y'all out
it's
of
more
here
of
for
just-
your
Yeah.
but yeah, no, go on.
I mean, I have some time. No, I guess we can talk about it because next week is my last session before my vacation. So if there are things we need to resolve and words that need to be had,
Yeah, I think that you want the on-screen
them.
character resolution, but I don't feel it's the thing you can like resolve in a night when you're still pissed off, right?
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
like a conversation in another night. That's a vignette.
yeah, no, I just mean like,
Okay, go ahead.
well, I mean, I have like next week and then I'm going on vacation. So, yeah, I had some thoughts about kind of a progression, like kind of a
Gotcha.
way for Sasha to want to like distance herself from everything. Just kind of to explain why she's not there. But
Is
know.
that an on-screen now thing you want to do, or is that?
I mean, it's just an on-screen before my vacation sort of deal,
Oh,
not
next week. Yeah,
necessarily
next week
now.
would work fine.
Next week we can work
so,
on that. Just something to give you a thought for.
Okay. I had to touch base with y'all anyway and ask you what's next, where you go next, what you do next.
I think they're dropping Rory off at the dump and leaving him there. If Wretch wants to stay with them, he can.
Oh no, Wretch is
but-
basically gonna do that thing where he like walks him in, shows him the place, and he's like, there you go, and he just obfuscates away. Like,
But yeah, Ashley's not going in there, and
yeah,
she's not. It's basically like as soon as they get inside the like they see them disappear from Eyeline, she'll just look at Sam and be like, to the house.
And Rory hands Sam a list of everything he needs from the house.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got some time
Yeah.
before the day sleep where
Yeah.
Sam would be able to help you get set up. Retch will
Yeah.
actually be a bit of a gopher for you too. He'll help you get set up.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, like, offline, you find a couple books labeled path of thought, like, that are a couple different paths of thaumaturgy books labeled, and I was going to ask, you know, which path did you want to start going down? And it seems like you've already chose fire, so you know,
Fire or telekinesis. Those were the paths that he was in depth in before shit went weird. So
Okay.
those are the ones he's wants first because those are the ones he knew.
Okay. So you see a few there. There's one called, like, you know, there's a Path of Moon, Path of Blood. There's a Path of Sword. There's a bunch.
Okay.
In this collection, it's not
Path of
complete,
Sword.
but there's. I was going to ask you, like, which one, and that would be in the collection, and there might be a couple other
Yeah.
to entice you. You're going to get a
Yeah.
couple more than a few rituals for free. We'll get you set up. So I've already planned on that happening.
Yay, loot.
In the in between.
Do my fingers move?
Yeah, but they're, like, weird. It feels like a
Okay.
waking limb, you know? You sat on your hand for too long.
I also like on the list it just says Michael Jackson glove.
No, over time it regains it comes back. It was just when you casted the spell.
Okay.
Because it's, you know, it comes back. It was fire bad for vampires. So naturally, if you have I feel like as part of the thaumaturgy spell, there would be some way to supplement yourself against the fire when you cast it.
Yeah, it didn't used to hurt. Like, your own fire wouldn't hurt you, but trying to rekindle that magic is dangerous. So.
It's going to come with consequences. That's sort
for
of
sure.
There's a
that should be the way it used to work and the way it's going to work now.
Right.
So
there's going to be a consequence. Yes.
Can I also say that Ashley picked up the Lilith painting before they walked out?
Oh, of course. No, I thought we covered that with the graphic map thing.
Yeah. We had the Lilith painting, the
okay.
cork board with all of the lover boy pictures.
Sasha left angrier than before and also with a stain. This is a great night for Sasha.
And
you get a stain. I got humanity. Let's call it.
Rory.
That's so fucked up.
And Rory's not
like
completely aware that you really like what you left meant. Like, that hasn't actually clicked at all. He's still like,
no.
Rory doesn't have any idea
Rory
that
thinks
you
he got just candy tonight. Like, he's just like, ooh, I got all the candy.
When really,
no,
feels weird having eaten the gargoyle. That's an unfortunate thing. Definitely feels bad for the living person. We did not leave them in the fire.
What living?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sasha doesn't. I don't think Sasha cared at that point either. She's gonna feel bad about it. Yeah, no, I think in order to really, I feel in terms of, and I think she really earned her stain on multiple levels that night, like of her like not giving a fuck and becoming one step closer to the monster, where Ashley was like
and
one
person
step
was probably
removed from the monster.
So shit, that sucks. Rory might have just been too tunnel vision to notice that there was someone breathing in that cell on the way out.
I gotta
Oof.
I gotta take a look at Rory's desires and drives and stuff like that, because I could see Rory is in line with his character as well, but what's the cost I don't know, he's willing to pay.
What's the cost he's already paid?
Oh, I thought y'all were still talking, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
All right, chat gang, you know the bit. You know who we are. It's late. But...
Okay, bye. Bye, chat
Bye.
gang.
Yeah, you're the show within the show.
I've got
reason we do this thing. Remember,
Yeah.
take your notes, pay your taxes, and be excellent to each other. We'll catch you next time.